Welcome to the fucking show.
It's showtime.
Welcome in one and all for another Wolfpack Wednesdays episode 41. It is good to be with all of you out there. Too sweet to all of my watch people, my pack members, my panel, our special guest. We have Patrick from Zord Photography. It is an honor to have you on the show, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm hyped to be here.
Good. I don't know you very well, but from the little that we've talked and I've seen you on other live streams, you seem like probably like the nicest guy around. Is that true?
I try my best. I try.
Well, good. No, we only have the best here on the show. So, yeah, we're all happy to have you on tonight. My Wolfpack boys, how are you guys doing tonight? Brick, what's up?
Oh man, I'm looking at the camera here and I'm so pale, but I'm not gonna mess with it. Just white with all the white, you know. But no, everything's going good, man. Just getting ready for the show. Got a little Yoda behind me there. Need to put something with him though, make him look a little better. But yeah, man, new figure in. Live stream's going okay on my channel. And are we plugging at the beginning or are we plugging at the ending?
Yeah, really quick if you want. Just plug it quick.
Do whatever you want, dude.
Okay. Well, I know last episode
show.
we plugged at the beginning.
Sure, show.
But,
Go ahead.
I know last episode we plugged in the beginning, but I didn't know if we were going back to the end, so I didn't want to like screw that up while it was my turn.
Big pack, don't matter.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Now I'm talking too much, so it's cool. No, but yeah, I got the Bugle 6 going on, doing pretty well. Having a lot of fun with it. Had a couple guys, well, Flavio for sure, and then had the Movie Cannon and Nick's Collectibles on last episode. Heck of a lot of fun. Did a giveaway with Collector's Own, so he was nice enough to basically sponsor that. And yeah, next episode we're gonna have on Zio and Collector Joey, so going to be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun. Not really a lot of new content out other than that Spider-Man video I posted last week, but got the Wolfpack here, and that's what matters most right here. Let's go, boys.
DLO, how are you, my friend?
I am super. Thanks for asking.
Love the hat.
Thank you. I heard it was a black only attire tonight. Someone didn't get the memo. Brick, that's okay, no big deal. But I'm doing super good, guys. Off white, maybe, I don't know. But
hey, the inside is black. Come on now.
No, I'm doing super good, guys. Thanks so much. I'm just been crushing it in the gym. Back at it. 2024 is my year, like I always say every year, right? So super excited about that. This year is all about grails and gains, boys. That's all it's about for me. So, but yeah, I guess I'll plug a little bit since I've been the most quiet of the group here. We're back on track. I've caught up on all my personal things to do list. The wife has given me the ability to go ahead and continue being a YouTuber for now. I'm on probation, double probation actually. But all is good. We're up and running. So I'm going to share with you guys a couple videos actually this week. So I'm excited to talk about that a little bit later. But I don't want to take up too much time. I'm super excited for our guest today. I'm a huge fan of this man here. So I'm going to be as quiet as I possible for the rest of the show because I want to learn how to do what this guy does. So that's it. That's all I got to say for now.
One of those videos, Best Been Luke by any chance?
Maybe. Maybe.
We've been waiting anxiously for that one. So hopefully that comes soon too. And then we also have EvilSneaker on the panel who has been burning the candle at both ends, I guess you'd say. This guy has been everywhere, every day, streaming. What's going on? How are you?
That's right. I forgot. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Good to see you all. Pat, good to see you on the show, bro. Really happy to have you on, man. Yeah, this is my fourth night streaming in a row. I forgot almost that this was it.
What an
I
animal.
actually took a little cat nap before the show. Yeah, I was putting my son to bed and just passed out in his room for like 30 minutes before getting on the show. So yeah, I got up, but finally got the news that the Batman and Bat Signal is shipping from Underground Figures, and hopefully will be like headed my way within a day or so. And if you're looking for a Batman, there's a bunch still like up for pre-order, all the editions, standard, deluxe, and deluxe with the Bat Signal on Underground Figures. So if you're looking for one, head on over there because yeah, there's somehow still available. I know like a lot of people, or it's been kind of sold out everywhere. So but yeah, and then yesterday did a kind of a solo stream just talking about Darth Vader. Really excited to talk about that.
Couldn't
today.
wait for us. That's okay.
Couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for Vader. And then Monday I did a collector tour episode with the man, the myth, the legend, the Catwoman's #1 fan, Mr. How Ya Figure.
It was a good show.
It was a good show. It was really fun talking to him. He's a really cool dude. So I see him in the chat. Now. He's here.
Lurking. He's
made an entrance. So yeah, you can go check that out. Yeah, so just doing fun stuff. But yeah, I forgot it was my 4th day streaming it in a row until you brought it up. Just keep going. But yeah, I'm really excited to get the Batman figure finally. Yeah, and now Vader's out. The orders are stacking up, just waiting for all these releases to ship out. So it's an exciting time for sure.
Well, it's good to have all you guys here each and every week. Yeah, so How You Figure says, what's up, everybody? Watching the new C3PO video that Graham posted. Great video, man. Hey, thank you for watching it. Yes, my highlight for the channel for my hobby is C3PO from Return of the Jedi has finally made it. It was supposed to be here yesterday. FedEx didn't want to deliver it because it was a direct signature, even though I had a release form. And then today I was scrambling to get the review done, and then my voiceover didn't record. So I had to do that again. But it's finally here. It's posted.
Jeez.
So go check that out after the show. It's a breathtaking figure. It really has blown me away. I didn't think it would be this good. So really excited for that. And I was going to sell my Sideshow C3PO, but I'm going to say it's going to be a channel member giveaway, guys.
Ooh.
So even if you want to be a channel member for a month, I'm going to be giving away this C3PO from Sideshow. Still a good figure. Obviously, a step back from the Hot Toys. But if you're in the need of a C3PO and you don't care what version it is, I'm going to be giving this away to a channel member. So sign up to be a channel member. And I'm probably going to draw the winner on next week's episode of Wolfpack. So you don't have to be here, but you do have to be a channel member. And you could win this C3PO. Keep in mind, though, I'd like to keep it United States just for shipping purposes. So I'm going to keep this one to the US of A. Now, keep in mind, too, this has been owned by Will Foxification and myself. So that's like 2 celebrities. And it does have a shipper. So if you really want to, if you want to like pay a little bit extra, I even have Will's address here.
You wanna
to share it
pay?
with you. I know he's got a couple secret admirers that would love to get a hold of him. So just so you guys are aware, I'll probably post something on the YouTube page as well. Also, really quickly, just for anybody that's unaware, I'm going to copy this and paste it into the chat. But we are live on our storefront as well on spreadshirt.com. Got all my logos published and everything like that. So you guys can head over, and there is a 15% off for the next 14 days. Get your Jedi Knights Watch swag, but not only Jedi Knights Watch. Get your Wolfpack swag. We have mugs, shirts, sweatshirts, tote bags, hats, aprons, baby onesies. We got it all here on the storefront. And we even put this cool kind of like Jedi Knights Watch Wolfpack / mixed together logo in there just for something cool too. So, if you want a shirt like that, there's just so much stuff. And since we're on Wolfpack tonight, I'll just breeze through this just so you guys can see all of the cool stuff. There's some women's gear as well, but yeah, mugs, trucker hats,
getting the
water bottles, two-tone sweatshirts. We got beanies, we got backpacks, we got
backpack goes hard.
stickers. That backpack looks pretty good, and different colors too, guys. So you can pick Pick your colors. We got just a bunch of different stuff for you guys to show appreciation and just be able to share in this channel with everybody else out there in the world. So yeah, the link I'll be putting it in the description of my videos, but for now it's right here in the chat. So just wanted to plug that as well. Also, one more thing, I did a video on the ModuSpace, the new RGB lights. It is a prototype, but some good things coming from ModuSpace themselves. So go check that video out too when you're done watching us on Wolfpack. Whew. Okay. Now that we did
thought
that,
I went on forever.
let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We have Flavio's House of Collectibles. Prayers with my brother who has a tear in his Achilles.
All right, it's not a joke.
Hopefully
Battle
the
damage
MRI
version.
came
Battle
back.
damage Flavio.
Yeah, battle damage Flavio.
Damn,
Hopefully,
bro.
hopefully you got good news today on that MRI, man. That sucks.
Yeah, that's rough.
We
That
have-
is bad.
Yeah, that's
Feel better, broski.
Yeah, he was on the couch on the stream
Yeah.
yesterday. Felt bad.
you
for
should
him.
have called that stream on the couch.
What a champ.
Man, what a champ though. Yeah, still
What
making
a
the show.
champ.
What a way to go, man.
We got Action in the Box channel member in the house. We have Hayden Collects. Good to see you. Good evening, fellas. It's great to be here. Thank you for being here. Lucifer himself was up, folks. Always good to see X-Man Supreme. Are evening people good, though? I think so. Born Again. Good to see you. Happy Wolfpack Wednesday. Looking forward to tonight's show. Adric23. Hello, gentlemen. Good to see you. Thank you for being a channel member. Oh, we got Night Call looking for Zord himself. Where's my boy Zord? There he is. We got the movie canon, Evening Wolfpack, fellow collectors. Thank you for being here, Gio. Can't wait to get my Black Adam based off these unboxing. The figure looks outrageously good. We're going to talk about that very soon. You'll get our thoughts as well, but yeah, it does look good. Tighter FL, DLO's neighbor, is in the house. What's going on, my friend? Batman Collectibles, love the logo. Thank you for being here. Doc Bat, salute to you too. Always good to have you here. We got Kenny. Hello, Kenny. Greetings. We got Mike the Literist. Hello to the people.
Mike.
Punk literist. Let's go.
We got Bonehead. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Mike's looking for those grails too. Darth Tamaris, howdy to you. Thank you for being here. Figure Craft, good eves. How y'all doing? Doing good. Good to see you. Good to be here. Nick's Collectibles, let's go. Got to get him on the show here soon. Got so many people in the queue. Everybody's on the docket.
Insane.
1 week at a time, man. Brad, thank you for being here. Good evening to you. And Too Sweet, thank you for being a channel member. Collection Obsession, another channel member. Let's go. Let's see. We got Striker 47. Good evening. Just watched the Bad Batch episodes. It's going to be a good season to end it. I'm just hoping Omega survives. Interesting. We got Conquer Knight here. Wolfpack in the house. Thank you for being here, Conquer Knight. Wayne Timothy, always good to see you. Good evening. We got the Ben Thomas Show channel member. Hey, everyone. Hello to you. Too Sweet to you, my brother. Hopefully you're all better and over COVID. We got Cylon, X-Men. What's up, everyone? Too Sweet. We got Daniel Brancato in the house. Hello. Low Key Collector. What's up, Calvin? Good to have you here, hanging loose with us. Damn, the panel is stacked. Hey, we try, right? How you figure? Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you for being a channel member. AZ Figs, what's up? Thank you for being here. Christian Cooper, how are you tonight? We got John Reese. He is one of the collectors that sent me his display. So hopefully we get time for that tonight and show a couple of the collectors' displays out there. That was a lot of fun when we did it in the past. So stay tuned for that as well. We got Collection Obsession here. Any discount codes available for underground figures? That's for you, Steve.
Oh, I just mentioned in the comments. Yeah, I just put a little blurb in the comments, but I guess I can just say, like, if you want any figure that came out in 2023 or older or prior to that, you can get $10 off if you email him and mention me. It just doesn't work on pre-orders or new figures.
you
But
go.
yeah, that's available if you are looking to add something that came out in 2023 or prior. So there you go.
Thank you,
Nice.
Steven.
Thank you.
Here is the link for the shop if you guys are interested. X-Man says, "Hey Graham, you and Will should sign the box." I thought about offering that if somebody wanted it. I don't want to obviously taint the box if you sell it down the road or anything like that, but it'd be harder to send it back to Will to get the signature, but I would sign it if whoever wins wants me to sign the box. I'll do it. No problem there. So let's see. We got Stacy in the house. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here. Graham tried selling me this figure, and when I asked for pictures of it, he told me just trust him and wanted me to use PayPal, friends and family. That is a lie. We never even got to that point. Never got there. But you are a channel member, so you can be in the drawing and get it for free. 16 Delight, hello. Good evening. Good old Spotchka. Thanks for being here, my friend. Happy Wolfpack Wednesday. We got Chris Santos in the house as always. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Jazzy. Can't have a show without Jazzy in the chat. Good to see you. And I think we are there. Okay. So, I was long-winded. And I'm going to stop talking here in a minute. I'm going to turn it over to the guys on the panel. So Patrick Zord Photography, you guys can find him on Instagram. He is such a gifted photographer. We're going to look at a couple minutes. We're going to take a couple minutes to look at his photos. And if you guys haven't, go follow him on IG. Got the link in the description below. But right off the bat, before I turn it over to the panel for like questions or what they want to ask, maybe about technique or even just your collecting backstory, how did you get into photography and what made you want to get into photography?
I got into it. I was doing photography since 2016, but this is with Funko Pops, and I slowly started getting a little bit more serious once the pandemic hit, because we were locked inside a lot. So that's when I took it a lot more serious. So I've only been doing it for like a couple of years now, and I'm still learning a lot till today.
Sure. What's your favorite thing to photograph?
Oh man.
Is there like a figure? Is there a figure that you're just like, man, I could photograph this thing every day for the rest of my life? Like, I just love that
I think it has to be all right, the Clone Wars Ahsoka.
Okay.
I really love how she comes out in photos, but as of lately now, I've been really digging the new Batman that recently released. That one's I've been taking a lot of photos of.
That's awesome, man.
Dang. You just did that on your counter? What was that?
Here. Yeah,
Yeah,
so we
that
have
was on
like
my-
Bo-Katan.
What?
Look, and the lighting is
Dude.
so cool, and then like the smoke effect.
Wow.
And then so you got like an overhead light. Look at this. Like I like that too. Like you don't give away like all your secrets, but you kind of like show a little bit of what it takes and kind of behind the scenes.
I try to give like everybody like all the tools I use, and if they want to ask more, they're more than welcome to. I'm not one to hide this kind of information, because I feel like everybody should be able to try and do things do the same thing as I'm doing.
Sure.
I don't like how some people hide their things, because then it kind of ruins like people's interest in doing the same hobby as them.
Sure.
Right. What's really cool here is I would have never known this, but this is your fridge.
Yeah,
Right here.
it's a fridge.
And it just like you took this in your kitchen, but nobody would ever know that it looks like, just from Star Wars Galaxy. So that's really cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, these are. I know Brick really liked these. He's a
Dude,
big,
yeah.
Scarlet Witch
I
fan.
sent this to our group chat, and I'm like, wow, this is
D-Lo.
It just never fails.
Yeah,
I
really.
love
good.
that one right there. That one's awesome.
that was Valentine's Day. Had to do it.
Yep.
So for something like this, you're just using like a light box?
Actually, it's actually a paper backdrop I bought from a local camera shop. It's more meant for people, but I use it as like my main if I want to just do like a simple background like this, that's all I use all the time.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like I know it's your photo when I see that gray backdrop. Like right off the bat, I'll just be scrolling through my feed and there's Zord Photography. Obviously, the photos speak for itself, but that's like almost like your calling card.
Dang.
Yeah, I a lot of people say that to me lately, and then honestly, it's really nice to hear something like that, just because I never had my own like legit style of like photography.
I had a question. Oh, I can't remember what it was. DLO, what do you got?
This is super dope.
Man, I had a couple and you took all of them there, but I think
I'm
I have a
sorry.
few more. No, it's all good. Actually, I do have more questions on the backdrop part there, and more specifically, like where do you do the majority of your shoots at there? Because I only have this room in my house to really do everything in my hobby, and I got a big giant light box behind me here, which is cool to start, but I already feel like I want more room, just because the box itself, kind of like perspective wise on a wide angle lens, like it will basically show kind of like some of the outside of the box where I don't want to show, where the paper drop is there in the background, and it shows like the reflective sheet on the sides, which really makes it harder for me to edit the photo because I'm still learning. Just out
Awesome.
of curiosity, where do you do your shooting at? Do you have, is it like your room? Is it like a studio? Like kind of share that with us if you can.
Actually, I'm shooting everything in my dining table in the living room because I don't have like an actual studio of my own. Lately, I've been wanting to like change up this this room we just been using for storage. I want to make that my own personal studio, but for now, I've just been using my dining table. Like you said, you want to do you're trying to do photos for yourself. Like I said, I recommend getting a paper backdrop just like the one I have. They have a lot of different colors. Make sure you get I recommend like kind of like the scratch paper kind of material.
Right.
It works best for these kind of figures because it covers a lot of ground and nothing will show on certain angles because it's just like a wide piece of paper.
Yeah. No, that's really helpful. I appreciate that.
I don't think anybody would have known. Like honestly, without knowing anything about you, I'd be like, man, what? This guy's like a professional photographer. Like, you wouldn't think you're just doing it in your dining room. It's really amazing work.
Yeah, I've gotten a few people that have said that to me too. Like I said, I'm no professional. I've only done it for like a couple years. My cousin's a professional photographer. He's still teaching me a lot. But I recommend anybody could do this. Anybody can. It's just like you just gotta pick up a camera and give it a go. Equipment is expensive, but I mean, you eventually you get everything you want, and then you can doing more photos.
I'll push back on that a little bit though, because I do think you need the eye. You can have all the equipment and stuff, but I think you need the gifted eye, which I think you obviously have here. So just to give you a little bit more credit too, like it's definitely, a talent that you've kind of unlocked. And I know I like looking at photos of figures because it's just enjoyable. It's the hobby we share. But then B, I like seeing poses, and then I'm not as creative. Like I like to copy poses that I see and then do it that way where I can't just think without anything in front of me. So it's always fun for me to be able to see these photos and be like, ooh, like I'm stealing that pose. And you're good at posing too. So
speaking of posing, where do you, or I guess when do you come up with your ideas? Do you pre-plan? Do you draw it up? Do you kind of plan while you're doing it and come up with a different idea as you snap a picture? Like, oh, I'm going to try moving them over here to the left, do some other pose. Or like the day before, you're like, oh, I'm going to do this Scarlet Witch and Vision photo shoot on Valentine's Day. Like, how does that go through your head?
So yeah, no, that's a really good question because I've had a lot of people that have messaged me. I do get a lot of messages and I feel bad I don't answer all of them. People do ask me how do I pose them or what would they recommend for posing. For me, it takes me hours just to nail a pose. Like certain pictures, like stacks of photos, like the right one right now, that took me like at least like 3 hours just to shoot those few photos. And I'm like planning all the time. I'm like thinking how I should pose them, how would they look. I recommend people that want to pose their figures just rewatch the movie or the show it comes from, look how the body's moving and just try to give it a go. But like I said, I do plan things as well. Like the Valentine's one I had planned for a while. But whenever like a new figure comes in, I'm the first thing I start doing is I start watching like movie or show references and just see what I want to do from there.
That's a really great tip. You know, and something else that you do really well is like you're talking about posing and stuff, but sometimes it's hard for us to get the figure to look natural, like a real human.
Uh,
And I think you do a good job at that too. Like even just the Spider-Man hanging there, like you could have easily, it could have looked stiff, or like he looks like he's literally knocked out and like just sagging there. So like, you know, for us that are always trying to get better at posing too, like just seeing these photos and seeing like the little tweaks in the waist or the leg pointed out or angles and how like your eye is guided through the figure is just really cool too.
oh yeah, no, really, like I said, like hearing things like this, I really appreciate because it gives me more motivation to keep doing the things I'm doing. But when you're asked, like how you're saying, like I'm able to make it kind of look like it's flowing, I
Mhm.
recommend to any collector that's in the chat right now to just like, it sounds weird, but like what I do is I'm posing my figure, but I pretend I'm the figure and I try to like move my body. It sounds weird because I'm doing it by myself and it sounds really, sounds
Be
really
a
weird.
fly on a wall and watch
But
I
you
get
do
what you
this.
mean, man. Yeah.
yeah, like, I
Yeah.
just do that. Like I just pretend that I'm the figure, and it just comes natural, and then that's what I start doing.
This one, DLO.
Yeah.
No,
Got
I
that
Patrick,
know.
merch.
I was thinking,
Well,
ask.
yeah,
oh,
go ahead.
I was
Go
going to
ahead.
ask Patrick a question that was kind of like related to posing and stuff. I feel like a lot of people are like really careful with their figures when they pose. Like, can you talk a little bit about like when you're posing figures? Because you're obviously putting them like you're working a lot of these figures, like you're putting some of them like to their maximum pose capability, I would say, for a lot of these things. Like you're really pushing them to get into certain like really dynamic poses. Like, how do you go about like when you're handling figures? Are you really careful? Are you like testing out the joints on the figures before you really take them into the pose? Like, can you talk about your process as far as like, okay, I got the figure out of the box. Like, how do you go about getting it into the pose without like damaging it? Is that something you're concerned about? Have you ever broken anything? Like, can you kind of just talk about that a little bit? Because I feel like a lot of collectors are a little hesitant to like really push some of their figures because they don't want to break anything or they don't want to mess anything up.
Great
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah, no, I've gotten that a lot too, because some people say like I don't know how you're doing that to like a $200 figure. I don't blame anybody. I really recommend just pushing their limits. Once I take that figure out, the first thing I actually do is I read the instructions that Hot Toys provides because they give you an input on like what parts it will actually damage the figure if you do a certain pose. And then I go from there and I start posing up the figure. I as much as I know people say they don't want to crease certain figures because of the material, I just throw that out the window and I just start posing up the figure. I really recommend it because you see these characters posing in movies and shows, they should be able you should try at least trying to hit those certain poses. So I really recommend people to read the instructions they give and then go from there. These figures can hit a lot of poses. People just are like I said, I don't blame them. They're nervous. They don't want to damage anything because you paid a lot. But I mean, what's life without risk, right?
Well said.
Have you
Said,
broken
man.
anything? Like, have you actually like snapped like a limb on a figure? Actually, like had an actual like really bad break of anything that you've posed?
I had to get a replacement. I broke the Spider-Man 2099. The arm just snapped off. I was just trying to hit it like a crazy pose, and it broke within the suit. So there was that one. The Carnage, the tendrils on the back. I think the one with 3 tendrils attached. I was pushing the limits too much, and then the some of the material started ripping. So I that was my fault. I was going too hard.
You're like, my bad.
Customer service must love you, Patrick.
Actually, I don't even hit them up anymore. I just stop. I'm like, well, I broke it, so it's my problem now. I don't want to be that guy.
I see you got a really large collection behind you there. I mean, Patrick, how long have you been collecting Hot Toys for?
Since 2019, I took like the dive that everybody was doing during COVID, and I was collecting Funko Pops for like since 2016, and everything like I think like tripled or quadrupled in price. So I sold all of it and just went straight to Hot Toys. and I was like
Nice.
cashing out till now, because now I'm like out of all those funds from selling everything.
I did it backwards. I should have been a Funko guy. Seems like all you Funko guys were like rich with money to spend on Hot Toys.
Dude. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I sold my Genie Funko for like almost $300.
Dang. I'll get you a Black Adam. Oh, segue. I'm just kidding. I'm not ready. I just threw that out there. No, that's awesome.
So did you guys ask about how many figures he has?
No, he didn't give us a number. What do you got there, Patrick?
Roughly.
This will keep in mind. Your answer will determine if you are a real collector.
I stopped counting after 100.
Okay.
You have a problem. I like you though. That's a good kind of problem. Yeah. All right.
We'll get along just great.
Let me just go to the chat here quick, because I think a couple people had a question for Patrick. We got Queso Blanco in the house. Thank you for being here. Hope you're well, my friend. Jazzy says toy photography is hard as shit. Lighting, angle, posing ain't easy. I actually, back in the day, I used to be a part-time photographer, and I would do like senior photographs, families, babies, weddings, and it's definitely something you got to keep working at as well, because otherwise you kind of like, it's like riding a bike, but at the same time you kind of forget how some of your techniques work. But even like toy photography, it does seem harder, because you're trying to get those different angles, those cool angles, and you know, your backdrops and stuff like that. So I get what Jazzy's saying here. Tighter wants to know what type of camera you use, Patrick.
I use a Sony A7 II, and I use a Sony 85mm lens.
I need to write this down somewhere.
I was waiting for him to say, "Oh, I just use my iPhone 15."
I think it's nice because like you put it in your photo description too of like the equipment you use. I feel like that's really nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah, like I said, I want everybody to try and do what I'm doing. I don't want people to feel like just because he does it, I can't do it kind of thing. I want everyone to have a chance.
No, it's really humble of you and gracious as well. So I think a lot of people can appreciate that. Yeah, John says that that Cap and Thanos pose is sick. Good old Spotchka says Zord was the first TikTok 1.6 account I came across a few years back.
Thank you.
X-Man says there's a photo of Clone Wars Ahsoka that Patrick did of her just standing there in a misty area holding her sabers, and it's my favorite Ahsoka pose. I kind of copied it with mine.
Oh yeah, I did that like right when I got the figure when she released. That one was like, I had to do it.
How You Figure says, I love how humble you are, man, but you are super talented. You can tell you've put a lot into your craft.
Thank you.
You got Yomo in the house. Thank you for being here, my friend. Happy Wolfpack Wednesday to you. We got Collector Joey. The Wolfpack is packing tonight. Thank you for being here. We got RDS Geek. Zord's work is awesome. Definitely have the eye for 1.6 photography. Capturing storytelling through photography is a talent, and he has it. It's what I try to create when I'm doing my own photography work. Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We also have Christian Lopez. Bro, the only figure I broke was $20.99 at the arm.
Look at that.
I've broken my Justice League Superman. Rob Brick was present for that when I broke it, and he saw the dread on my face.
Just heard it. Snap. Like, oh, what'd you do?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've broken. My armor came broken out of the box. Like it was like the arm was seized up and it just snapped. So that I got a replacement for. But little things here and there have broken, but nothing like too bad on the figure. So, all right, let's see here. Where are we at? Also, I did put the link if you guys want to become a channel member. Again, just a reminder, we have 73 in the house. Don't forget to hit that like button. Next week, I will be giving away this Sideshow C-3PO to a channel member. Going to be drawing the winner. Even if you want to be a channel member for a month, you will be in the in the drawing. So just a little way of me giving back to you guys. So tune in next week, become a channel member, and follow good old Spotchka becoming a channel member again through the watch. I know he had some like credit card things going on, so he is re-upping with the watch. So thank you, good old Spotchka. I appreciate you, my friend. And he's now thrown out the emojis that you get as well. Here's a good one. John says, Patrick, do you have a favorite figure?
Yes. Has to be the Hydra Stomper right behind me. Because it was like the first figure my girlfriend bought me.
Oh,
well played. It's a good one. She's watching. Shout out.
She's watching, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yep. No,
I'm watching. All right.
That's a cool figure, man. It really is. They have that at the one local store, right, Graham? The giant.
Yeah, in Oshkosh, I think. Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, the thing's a beast.
I just wish the legs moved, but I mean, other than that, I'm still happy with it.
Yeah. Brad says so many amazing photos. Honestly, you could just lose yourself on this page and just look at all these great figures and whatnot. So let's see here. How you figure gifted 5 memberships.
Wow.
Thank you. I can't see him in my side, but on the YouTube side, it says he Ziv76, Universal Key, Matthew Apollo, Garcia Boxing versus the World, and Reverse Zeo was gifted memberships to the Jedi Knights Watch. Well, thank you, How You Figure. That's very generous of you. And it kind of hurts you as well because now there's more people going against you next week, but it's very admirable.
Very admirable.
No, that's really awesome. Thank you. You know, it's stuff like that in this community. This is what we should be doing, is being one, hanging out together, just sharing all the fun times, and obviously promoting our friends like Patrick here tonight. So not that he needs it, because he has quite the following himself. Any other questions you guys have on the panel before we kind of move on to figure talk? Not that we haven't talking, but look at this.
I have one more thing. So I came to know you. I mean, before I knew you, I would say probably like 6 months to a year ago, with your size comparison videos on YouTube. And yeah. And I'm a Lego guy, so like I would always see these minifigures comparing sizes to like a hot toy or whatever. And later on, I'm like, oh, this is Zord, cool. Like, you know, it's kind of cool to finally, because I used to like all those videos, and yeah, man, awesome. So then I started seeing your photography. I'm like, dang, this guy is all over the place. So
I'm trying.
Yeah, just shout out to some of your shorts there as well.
Yeah,
thank you.
I have one more quick question, Patrick. How did you do the water effect for like that Cap Thanos picture?
Ooh,
like, you know, when he him in the face and you see kind of like the water coming up off of his face, like that subtle like kind of splash effect of like.
Oh yeah, that's that was the only Photoshop I did. When you go to Photoshop, you could just use the paintbrush effect, and it's just like little circles.
Yeah,
and
gotcha.
I did like 2 or 3 dabs of it, and I changed the opacity. So some of them was like a solid paintbrush, and then other ones was like faded out. So it gave it that kind of like splash effect look.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Nice.
I think this is the photo that X-Man was talking about, that he said was his favorite. But yeah, this makes me like want to change up my Ahsoka pose too and try this. So, and do you do an effect with the sabers? Is that photoshopped or?
Oh, that was Photoshop. Yeah. I forgot the guy's name. I learned it from another YouTuber. He did Photoshop for like cosplayers, and I just been using his recipe the whole time. So I appreciate that. Whoever that guy was, I wish I remember his name, but I've been using his recipe. It's been really helpful for 1/6 figures.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Patrick, I want to throw one more at you over here. This is for like collectors who are new to photography. If you could give anybody advice, what would you say are the essential things to get started if you're new to photography and you want to take pictures of your collection? What advice would you give them?
Yes, I would say go for it. You can be cautious on what you're taking and just be aware of what you're doing, and always like double take on the stuff you're taking photos of. But don't have confidence in what you're taking, and don't be discouraged if other people are knocking you down for your work. It's a learning experience, and eventually you'll get what you want to be in life and like where you want to go with your photography. You don't need to copy people's style. Just find your own rhythm and then go with it.
Awesome. Would you give anybody any pointers, like what kind of like equipment to use, like for a beginner, someone who maybe doesn't have the extra money to buy like a professional camera, maybe somebody who's using like an iPhone or something like that? Anything you would recommend for them?
Yeah, I would recommend starting off with the iPhone. It's I've seen people do some actually good photos with their iPhones, and eventually they will dabble into more like high-end photography. There are other kinds, like the Sony one I have is it's pretty expensive, but they have other versions of Sony cameras that are a bit cheaper. You could start. I would recommend starting with those two. They're quite more affordable. They're for sure not in the thousands. I could tell you that. The only things that will kill people in pricing is the lens. But like I said, again, there's nothing wrong starting with your iPhone and then slowly, gradually going into higher end cameras.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Would you ever consider, I mean, not necessarily being like a full-time YouTuber, but would you ever consider starting a YouTube channel and doing like videos on how to edit lightsabers or how to set up your photos or equipment to use? Or is that not something you're really interested in?
Oh no, yeah, I have my current channel right now. I only do shorts. I'm starting to do long form videos. I know a lot of people are telling me to do tutorials.
Right.
I recently did one for the symbiote Spider-Man effect pieces that people were asking me for. I want to keep doing more of these kind of things because I see in like group chats, people do custom stuff, but they don't even say anything, and I don't like that because it's just like, come on, man! Like everybody wants in on this. Like don't be that guy.
Right.
But I want to do that. I want to help everybody in the community because everyone should grow together, not fall behind.
Well, and I find too, like even if you do share the tools to do this stuff, everybody has their different way of doing it and their own look. Like you find your own style. Like even doing YouTube videos, maybe you share and you steal some things from other people, but at the same time, you want to find your own way of doing it and your own kind of niche of where you're going with it, you know? So I think that's really cool too.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. It's just like everybody needs something to start off from, and
Right.
people that have been doing it for a long time, we should be setting the ground for that. We want people to come in the community, not leave. Gotta be positive about it.
Right. Well said.
That's awesome.
Let's see here. We got a new channel member, Hayden Collects. Thank you so much for taking the extra step to support the channel. I do appreciate that. And yeah, consider yourself entered into the C3PO Sideshow giveaway. Yeah, Joey says, Zord, I need a tutorial on how to edit sabers.
I'll definitely do it then. I know everybody they need help, and I want to be there for them.
Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of awesome, we have a figure craft sighting, a $5 super chat. Patrick, here's a question that I'm sure you haven't been asked. What's your favorite PR Zord?
PR?
Power Ranger.
Oh, Power Ranger, sorry. Space. Power Rangers in space. That one was like, I think there are people that like it, but they don't really talk about it. But I think in space is like the peak Power Rangers for me.
That's good. I mean, Power Rangers is kind of like Star Wars now. Everybody has their own like version of it that they prefer. I'm old school. I like the original 6.
Yeah.
But I like Zeo a little bit too. But like, yeah, like space and all those, that's like more like, yeah, for, you know, people after me. I kind of grew up out of it there. I don't want to age myself too bad here, but yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Figurecraft, thank you so much for the super chat. Do appreciate the generosity. And I'm going to throw you the super chat video.
So, you've decided to step up to the plate and support the channel. On behalf of the Jedi Knights Watch, we want to say thank you so much for your contribution. Not only will it help us to improve the channel, give you great quality and entertainment, but it'll also help us take over the world. This one's for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. If you guys, I'm always looking to change up the video too for like super chats. If you guys have like something fun that you want me to do for super chat videos, let me know. Just message me or something like that too. So always looking for more feedback. Kirby says lighting is key. That is 100% true. Lighting can make or break your photos, your videos. It is super key.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bonehead says, does he have a personal touch he likes to incorporate in his photos to give his catalog its own signature identity?
I think it's just my gray background.
Yeah. And that's enough, you know? That's you. That's your calling card. And that's what people distinguish as you.
I think I said this on Sneak's live stream. I only stuck with it because another photographer was telling me, like, I love how you do these photos because it's like a JCPenney's photo shoot. I was like, oh, dude, I'm sticking with this.
You said like the scratch paper background that you have, like that's an actual like kind of what they use for like when they actually do like portrait photos and stuff.
Yeah,
you go to like one of the stores, right? You ended up buying one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have multiple
really cool.
colors, so I recommend if you guys are interested in those, I would definitely go to like a local camera shop, and they're pretty cheap. They're not going to be like super expensive.
Any color but gray. Any color but gray.
I don't mind,
bro.
Don't mind.
I'm not copying.
Get a little off of the gray color that Zord uses.
This is slate. Valiant Archer says, cheers to taking over the world. That's right. Pinky in the Brain style. If anybody's old enough to remember that.
That was the bee's knees when I was growing up.
Hey, what we doing tonight, Ryan? Figurecraft says, whatever I can do to help you for that new laptop, I'm hoping in spring that I can pull the trigger. So with your donation, I will etch in the red or the red temperature gauge, and we are that much closer to achieving that laptop. I think your $5 should put us at like almost $30. Sneaker, you're in charge of keeping track of the total.
We are off the races, folks.
We'll see at episode 500. And Graham's like, my computer won't work. We're done with the streams for a month.
It's in the shop.
Yep.
The Movie Canon gifted one membership.
Very cool.
Eclectic Collector was gifted a membership by Movie Canon. Thank you so much for that.
Nice.
Look at all the giving going on here tonight. But yeah, Bonehead says the gray really does give it a certain vibe. Yeah, Pinky in the Brain, Animaniacs, Freakzoid. Let's go. Narf time. All right, well, Zord, thank you so much for the insight, the tips that you've given out, just letting us pick your brain when it comes to photography and kind of what makes you tick. Now I want to know what makes you tick when it comes to collecting figures. So we're going to start by talking about this one that was released. Was that late last week? Something like that. It was like right when we got offline, right? Didn't 2 figures hit like Wednesday late night or something like that?
3PO and
6 minutes after the show or something like that.
Like 3PO was released and then the Superior Suit was announced, right?
I think so. Do we want to talk about 3PO? Because I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, they're dropping figures fast.
Do you guys want to talk about C3PO tonight?
I want to talk about the Cayman Riders. What's up with that? Why can't we talk about that one?
Come on, man.
About that. Nope.
Come on.
Act like it didn't happen. We're just going to act like Cayman Riders isn't a thing. Okay, fine.
Exactly. D'Lo, I want to start with you. Black
What's up,
Adam.
man?
You getting him or not?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Was the movie good?
Hell no.
Okay.
No, it's this is for me a guilty pleasure figure. No one is gonna say that this is like a groundbreaking, amazing movie. No one's gonna say like The Rock is the greatest actor of all time. It is what it is. I'm gonna just call it how it's here. I'm a Dwayne The Rock Johnson fan. This is my chance to own a miniature version of him in my collection, and I'm gonna get it. That's just the honest truth about it here. But as far as from a figure standpoint, this thing is money. It is money. This is that. It's going to be in that category of terrible movie, but amazing figure. Like bottom line there. The head sculpt is, to me, the best one I've seen so far this year. I'm going to go out there and call this one a 10 out of 10 head sculpt there. The people's eyebrow, the purr system, it is a match made in heaven for this character here in this particular one. I mean, we always talk about how scary real figures can be. Like this one here, I honestly thought for a split second in my brain before I realized we clicked on another picture here, I thought this was a still of the actual movie here. So yeah, it's incredible. I love the technology behind this one here. It is absolutely innovative. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the video on how you install a cape onto this particular figure.
I haven't.
Very cool. You basically screw it onto the figure. You take the top off there, you put a screw in, and it attaches flat as if it's supposed to be like that. So there's some really neat innovation with this one here. I can go on and on, but I obviously want to give everybody opportunity to give their thoughts about it as well too. But yeah, 1000%, this one's coming home. This is so far my favorite figure we've talked about this year. So yeah, this is coming home.
No, it looks amazing. The suit reminds me of like a BVS Batman, but I don't know. Do you think it's that same type of material?
It definitely shares, at least for the 2.0 that we recently seen. I feel like it has a lot more in common with that there. This might have been the original, and that they kind of took this and graphed this for the BVS that we might be seeing. It's hard to tell from here. But the proportions on it, it's super impressive. I mean, ironically, the last time I was this impressed is when I saw the Peacemaker figure and how good that body form is. But now you take The Rock, who's much bigger than John Cena, and you put him like this, and this is even more impressive than that. So I think this is like probably what they're going to be using moving forward for bigger, stockier characters. I personally would love to see if this is something that they perhaps use with Drax maybe down the road. I think this would be a great form body for that. But it definitely, to your point there, Graham, 100% to me, getting a better, it definitely feels like this is BVS like inspired for sure.
Yeah, well said. Sneaker. So DLO said wasn't a big fan of the movie, but he loves The Rock. He's getting this figure. Are you personally able to get a figure of from a movie that you weren't really a big fan of? How do you make your way through something like this? Because he looks amazing, right? But I know the movie didn't get the best reviews and whatnot. So how do you kind of make that decision?
Yeah, it's a really good question. But I just want to ask DLO a real quick question before I go to DLO. Are you getting this version, or are you getting like the other version?
Great question. I like them both. I really like them both, but when it comes to certain like decisions like this, I always lean like comic accurate more, just because I feel like that would feel like, okay, if I went with the all black one first, I feel like I would regret not getting the gold version. Whereas if I got the gold one, I'd be disappointed to get the black one, but I'd be happy that I got the gold one, if that makes sense, kind of processing that and how I would choose it there. But yeah, I would go with the comic one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's like it's like back to your question, Graham. Yeah, that's like it's tough to, I guess for me, like when it comes to these types of figures where, well, I haven't seen the movie. So that's one big thing, is like, I just haven't seen the movie. I'm going to watch it at some point, because I want to watch, I do want to see the movie, but with that being said, like, yeah, this figure's awesome. It looks really good. Like, I'm a big wrestling fan too. But this is just not like high on the priority list. I feel like it automatically kind of puts it lower priority versus other stuff I want to get if it's from, a movie that I really didn't like, unless it's a character that I really, really like. You know what I mean? Like, then it's passable as far as like, okay, not a great movie. I think of like Carnage is a great example of that. Like, those movies aren't great by any means. Like, they're kind of like these early 2000 action movie style feel, but that figure is just like an incredible figure. That's kind of, I feel like, one of those exception figures that I would make just because the figure is so nice. But yeah, this is not one like that if I would pick this up, it's not going to be anytime soon. Would I consider this down the road? I think potentially, because like DLO said, I really like The Rock. I feel like they nailed this head sculpt. I really like, and I haven't seen the movie, but I really like the hooded version. I think the hooded one, like the more black suit. I forget exactly what it's called. I think the hooded one, for me personally, I just prefer that look. But they're both really cool. I love the base that comes with this figure that
Yeah,
like
Mhm.
acts
nice.
like a throne, right? I was actually like live when this was released, and I was looking at it, and I didn't notice the base at first, and then I went back like, so what was the base? And then I saw this, and I was like, this is what I like to see for bases. Like this is the type of base that we need to get for figures like all day. I would love to have all my figures have something that's cool like this, that just like fits the figure really well, actually has like some presence to it rather than just like a rectangle, right? So yeah, I think like I agree with what Dilo said. Like this, they nailed it with, you know, a lot of aspects of this figure. I really like how he has like, I don't know, are they like glyphs in his suit, or like what is it, like the design symbols in his suit? The detailing in that just looks so cool. How they just like have all these little intricate, you know, like the graphic all throughout his suit. Like Dilo said, that cape innovation is a really cool thing and a smart move, and hopefully that's something that we see moving forward, because you can see here like when he has the cape off, like you can't even really tell like where it would go, isn't it? Like because there's like, is there like a slot that it goes in and then it screws in?
Correct. So that collar
like a little
piece
lip here.
comes up as well
Yeah.
here, and basically you flush the cape underneath it with its own like embedded same collar that looks just like this one. And when you
Yeah,
screw it down, it makes it flush to where it looks seamless, like it's supposed to be, like, which is fantastic, because not everybody's going to be a fan of the cape, because there's versions of Black Adam for DC fans. Everybody knows that, like, there's versions where he's wearing a cape, and there's ones when he's just like this, just just the suit alone. So depending on, you know, your preference on how you like your version of Black Adam, they made it very well to where like one doesn't look better than the other. So I think, like, to your point there, Evil, like, yeah, the way that's done there, it just makes it a really good option for either style that you prefer.
yeah, and you don't have to, like, with the cape being off, you don't have to worry about this eyesore of like these open kind of indents in the suit. Like this is really subtle without the cape off, which I think is just a really cool feature, like Dilo said, to have that. And something that, like, it's weird, it's just like this figure comes out and that's just like a really nice innovation that was like never even really like mentioned or talked about. It's just like, okay, here it is with this figure, but like I feel like you said, Dilo, like that's a pretty like nice innovation and a big deal. Hopefully they can like do that moving forward for some other stuff too. But yeah, so for me, I think the figure looks great. Not something that I'm interested in picking up right now, but I could, like, I'm gonna watch the movie and kind of see what I think. But it's The Rock. They nailed the head sculpt for this.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I could see like potentially picking it up down the line, but like I said, I have to see the movie, and without seeing it, I lean more towards, like I said, the one that has like the hood with like that kind of like cape cloak style look. I really like that. I think the hood on this looks really good for that version, but you really can't go wrong. They both look great in their own way. So yeah.
So I'm with X-Men on this. He had like the perfect comment that resonates with me. I wish I wanted this piece. It's so impressive. Like, I can admire how amazing this is. I just have no connection to it. So like for me, it's gonna be a pass. But like, it's a figure that like you want. Like, it's so well done. And you know, sometimes we get the figures that we love for the characters, and we're willing to accept shortcomings from those figures because we love it so much. And it's like, this one is like perfect, but I don't have that connection with the character, so I feel like I'm almost missing out. So it kind of sucks. But Zord, this looks like one that would photograph really well in front of your camera. Is this something that's coming home?
When I heard that this dropped, I was shocked because it came out really good. I didn't know it came with 2 head sculpts. That what threw me off too. I really want to get my hand on this to photograph it, like to do a photo shoot with it, but I don't think it would stay in my collection for that long.
Sure.
It's just because I watched the movie. I love The Rock. I just don't see myself like collecting this. I love DC. There's like certain DC movies I want, but I don't think this like says like, oh, this will stay with me for a long time. It's just like short time.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I think
it's
like I think if people wanted like an updated version of The Rock, this is it. Like this is like a good The Rock figure. It's a good sculpt, innovations there, suit details there. And I think the light up, it's like a plug-in too. That's like a bonus too. So
yeah.
I think you get your money's worth for sure with this one. But it's a pass for me.
I'm with you. I'm with you in that. But do you guys think anybody's going to be kit bashing this into a WWE figure with like a
Oh yeah.
different
So
body?
many
and-
options, man.
100%.
I didn't even think
Oh,
about that until right now, but I was thinking more like Jumanji. I was thinking more like Fast and
Yeah,
Furious.
Jumanji would
Everybody,
be cool.
I thought people would be doing that for sure because it's perfect for those.
The rundown. Let's go.
So really quickly here, just you don't have to take a lot of time on this one. I want to ask each and every one of you. We all love The Rock, I think, on this panel. We all at least used to watch wrestling if we don't anymore. So, and I think either we haven't seen the movie or we didn't really like the movie. So what's the one Rock figure that you would have loved to seen, whether it's Jumanji, Walking Tall, any other movies he's been in? Like, does one come to mind, or even just WWE, I guess? Does one come to mind that you would, if it came out, you would just be like, yep, I'm getting it? Brick, anything that comes to mind?
Oh man, I actually really liked Walking Tall, but I'm gonna go with Fast and Furious on this one. I'm gonna go with like a
say
Hobbs.
the Mummy. Nobody says the Mummy.
I was about to say the
Scorpion
yeah.
King. Scorpion King.
No,
He's way too old for that one, though.
That'd be
but
wild.
you know what though? Like this is the character that he's been wanting to play for forever. You know, this I think since back in 2014 we kind of heard rumor about this character that he's gonna portray, and but I would still go like a Hobbs and Shaw or something like that, because I'm a huge Fast and Furious fan up to like 8. The last couple have been kind of but yeah, I respect those movies. I like them. Have fun with them, you know.
Man, I actually just watched Walking Tall like a couple weeks ago, and I can't believe how quickly time passes and how young he looked, and it's crazy. But Patrick, how about you? What's one Rock figure that you would just be like, yep, automatically coming home?
actually, the Mummy. Not the end of not the end, but like
just
when you were showing
yeah.
him, like that
Not
I
the
will-
CGI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not that one. Down.
No, that's pretty cool too. I remember that was like his first acting gig, and I went to see Raw, and I was so bummed that he wasn't there because he was actually filming that movie. So, yeah, it kind of always sticks in my head. How about you, Sneaker?
100% WWE The Rock. Yeah, I would go like with a wrestling attitude era style The Rock. That's what I would want. Something wrestling themed rather than something from The Rock being in a movie. To be honest, I don't know. The Rock's style of movie is just like, you all know what I'm talking about when it comes to his movies. Like some of them are fine, like some of them are good and they're entertaining, but like his films are just kind of like these like kind of overblown level of entertainment. A lot of it's not really realistic. Like it's just really like some of the action is like that would never, like his movies are kind of the actions like that would never ever happen in real life. That's kind of like how a lot of his action movies are. Just really over the top. That's what I'm looking to say. Like it's really over the top. I can't really think of a movie where I would like want him as a figure. I wouldn't really.
Damn, bro.
I just don't like. It's
Shit
fine.
on the
Like
man's career.
his stuff is fine, and I'm not knocking his success. And I'm not being a hater at all. But like,
Why
you
is
gotta,
he so popular? I don't understand this.
but you gotta agree with me. Like that's his style of movie. They're all really over the top. They're all really entertaining. He does crazy shit in the movies. That's like this would never happen. But they're fun. They're fun. Like Hobbs and Shaw, and like I'm not knocking his movies and saying that they're bad movies, but they're just those type of movies that they're fun to watch. I don't think like the characters or something like that's such a memorable character that I need a figure of it. But what is memorable to me is like, yeah, The Rock, WWE, Attitude Era. You know, that's what I would want.
How about you, DLO?
Sure. You know, Sneaker brings up a great point of how we have bad taste in movies. But if I had to choose one, I would probably go with like my favorite. And again, it's not iconic by any means there, but like the Rock movie I enjoyed the most, which is a guilty pleasure, I should say, more specifically, is San Andreas. That's like
That's a
the
good movie.
earthquake movie. That's actually pretty good. That one was pretty good. I mean, he was himself.
Yep.
You know, actually, you know what? I take that back. It wouldn't even be a movie. I would actually want him from that TV show Ballers. You guys ever saw that?
Yes,
HBO?
dude, that is
Just The Rock in a suit. That's all I need. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Hercules would
Papa
be cool
Dills.
too.
Oh, Hercules. Yeah, there you
That'd be
go.
I forgot about Hercules. That's right, man.
Get that lion fur. Ooh.
Yeah.
If they did a Fast and Furious, you think they'll oil up the figure or make him?
Yeah, right. Little mists.
More
Brick.
oil.
Brick, I want to get your thoughts, but I have a question for you too. I think Bonehead brought it up in the comments. Like, what do you think of the nameplates on the front of the base? So, like, do you prefer the diorama base without any type of nameplate, or do you like this better than like a silver nameplate that it's kind of like worked into the diorama itself? What are your thoughts on that?
Sure. I mean, I like this better than your typical, even with the name, than your typical like just flat base with the name on
agree.
it. But I will also say that if you're going to do a base like this, I don't like the name being on there. I want it to be as kind of realistic as possible, you know, and the base is a huge part of that with the figure. And it just kind of, I feel like it stands out more than it needs to be. I know it's Black Adam. Like if I'm going to have a base like this, I don't need the name in front of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. It's not going to, I'm not going to say, oh, that ruins it. I'm going to get a new base or anything like that. But
sure.
For the figure itself, I mean, here's something I'll say about DC. I was never really the biggest fan of these DC movies, period. I liked Man of Steel. I liked Wonder Woman. After that, I don't, just my opinion, I don't think there's a movie better than a 7. I enjoyed Shazam. I thought it was fun. So coming into this movie, watching this in theaters, I thought it was fun. I will say that this figure looks amazing. But I'm kind of looking to the future when it comes to DC figures. Like I'm ready for 2025. I'm ready for James Gunn and his Superman, and I'm ready for Supergirl and his Batman. So I don't want to like go back to these movies that technically have kind of failed, and get these figures just because they look super cool. Now I understand there's like huge DC fans and you know they love DC and everyone is different. I get that, but I think the only one that I would consider going to get is the Batman 2.0, just because Affleck was awesome. But I will say like this figure, like obviously everyone's saying that the head sculpt is amazing. I think this is probably one of the best head sculpts I've ever seen since I've been in the community. I mean, he has, okay, so The Rock has like really strong features, whether it's like his wrinkles around his lips or his wrinkles in the forehead, the vein popping on the side of his head up there. I mean, they caught everything. And this figure is not cheap. This figure is like $385 for both the gray and the gold version. And I don't know what all he comes with other than, you know, the cool base and the cape. And, you know, I guess he's got 2 head sculpts. And he looks amazing, but that it is still pricey. I would get this if it went under retail. I would consider it, but just because it's The Rock, right? And I think we've all kind of said that. But man, like I would go with the gray. I like the gray. I like the hood. I like the beginning of the movie when he was kind of more menacing and you know just not knowing what he's going to do. More so than the ending of the film where he kind of becomes more of a good guy. But yeah, just a really cool figure. Always been a fan of The Rock, and you know what? Like, I feel like I was more of a fan of Stone Cold, Undertaker, and The Rock more so than I was actually wrestling. Like, I would watch because of them, because of their story and because of their acting and just the fun that it brought more so than like the wrestling moves and who's going to win. It was just a fun way of storytelling. And then when he started making movies, I was like, oh heck yeah, man! Like this is The Rock, and so yeah, I would get this figure due to the fact that he's The Rock, but not because of Black Adam. Eventually,
Gotcha. Yeah, well said. But John though says, did Brick just throw BVS under the bus? And X-Man says, bro, BVS lives under the bus.
Yeah, it's not. Come on, man. There's a lot
great
of
movie.
issues.
Great movie.
There's a lot of flaws. There's a lot of flaws in that movie.
Ben Thomas says 62 people watching, only 32 likes. Hit it. He says, hit it, friends, for the Wolfpack. Come on now. If you guys get as many likes as there are people watching, if that makes sense, Patrick will do his best wolf howl impersonation. All right. So come on, guys.
Okay.
Hit that like button. Oh, let's see here. I just want to make sure. Collection Obsession says I'll get it when it goes on sale. I want him going up against Henry Cavill. Now this, I know, again, there's other places outside of Sideshow, but this is waitlisted both versions on Sideshow, correct? I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lucifer wants that Scorpion King.
Yeah.
You have to watch Faster. One of the best rock performances.
Haven't
Tooth
seen that one.
Fairy. Yeah, Jazzy.
That's a good movie.
Tooth Fairy.
God, how many movies?
The
does
Gridiron
Rock have
Gang.
now?
That was a good movie.
I wonder how many movies The Rock is in at this
Southland
point.
Tales.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, wasn't it just on Jungle Cruise a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my
Rampage.
I just typed it on Google. How many movies is The
Oh,
Rock in? And the
no.
answer says at least 62.
Oh,
At least.
Wow. Yeah, Pain and
Hey,
Gain.
did you guys see Red Notice with
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds? That
Yep,
movie
that
was
was
pretty
fun.
good with Gal Gadot and Ryan
Gal Gadot,
Reynolds.
Yeah,
That
I don't
one was
remember
pretty
any
good
of it
with
though.
The Rock. Yeah, it was a good. All right. So it was forgettable. It was forgettable for Graham.
Let me see here.
That's funny.
Yeah, so Doc Bat says this was waitlisted a while ago.
Yeah.
X-Man was more of a fan of the Nitro Girls than he was of Nitro. Very true. We got Mr. Moduspace himself in the house. Brian Wong, everybody. Give it up for Brian. Thank you for being here and stopping in. Good seeing you, my friend. Hope you're doing well on the other side of the world. Talking about buying figures from an awful film, I'll be in a weird spot if Hot Toys ever makes a George Clooney Batman. I feel like I have to buy it just to have all the film Batman. I would not touch that one. The Val Kilmer one was already close enough to me, like saying, I don't know if I really want this, but he is Batman. That was like where I draw the line. I think Clooney is jumping over that line that I cannot cross. Do you guys feel any differently?
No, agreed.
I would not get him unless they did Mr. Freeze and Batgirl and all that. Then I'd consider it.
I take the villains, but I would not buy George Clooney.
We have a $5 super chat
Ooh.
from
Let's go.
DLO The Collector.
Oh.
Thank you so
Oh,
much
God.
for...
You know,
This is so wrong. This is what happens,
Oh.
Brick, when you throw shade at DC, bro. You better
Okay.
watch out.
hey,
Jeffrey
I will
Counter
say that
effer.
BVS is better than Madam Web. Man, you know what? I'm gonna go
The
with
hard questions
50
tonight.
Shades of Grey.
Oh, he's actually answering the question.
I'm gonna go 50 Shades of Grey, man.
Listen,
was
put down hard
better.
money. I want an answer.
Wish I didn't, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nice. You know,
Appreciate
I
that.
just put two and two together that she was in both those movies. So
Yeah,
would
man.
you say so? Her performance was better in 50 Shades.
Yeah, because she didn't have to do much but one thing, and that was moan.
Dang it,
So,
bro.
she's not.
Yeah.
I don't like her as an actress, man. I just don't. The other actresses were good in Madam Web, but she was the lead, and she was the problem. I'll say it. She
All
was
right.
the problem.
Do I get like some kind of like video or something for this? This is my first time.
DLO, I do appreciate you, funding the computer donation pile here. Sneaker will add this to the tally, and because you are so awesome.
Yes! That's awesome!
And you are awesome, DLO. So thank you very much for the $5 super chat. That was a good one too. That was really good. Just you're like snickering in the background there. Baywatch.
Why not?
Yeah, San Andreas was pretty good, and it's got that one lady that I love, Gina, right? Gina, I can never pronounce her
Oh
last name.
yeah. She's fantastic. I can't think of her name
Carrero.
either right now.
Carrero or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, I love all her movies too. She was even in. You remember Snake Eyes with Nicolas
Oh
Cage?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in that.
That's
Son-in-law.
the first time I saw her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Son-in-law with Pauly Shore.
And Son-in-law.
That's right.
There you go. The more you know. No, we do not need Clooney bat nips.
Yeah.
Cursed memories. Hayden
You
says
guys were
he has
terrible.
to see Madame Web hopefully sometime next week. Brick, do you want to try to change his mind or let him walk the...
No, you know what? I have fun, man. have fun with it. Get your popcorn. It's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, going to see a movie period is fun. And
Yeah,
see a
seriously.
movie, just have fun. That's
Take
what
your sister, dude. It'll be fun.
Yeah, take your sister.
If Brick reads one chapter, 50 Shades of Grey, we can get this stream to 60 likes. Should we just stop?
Hold on,
the
I got it
show
right.
and just
I got it
have-
right over here.
Oh,
Hold on.
We got Reversio in the house, new channel member, gifted from How You Figure. Thank you for being here, my friend. You are just in time for things getting a little spicy. So, yeah, talking about Black Adam, 50 Shades of Grey, Madame Web, all that
Madame.
good stuff.
Madame.
Madame, this movie. Yeah, Snake Eyes is underrated. It's underrated, guys. Justice for Batnips. Famous last words. Have fun. Oh, you guys are too much. We love having you all in the chat and entertaining us. Let's go to the next figure. And I want Brick to start with this one. Thoughts getting this? Like it, dislike it? Too many Spider-Men? Not enough? What's going through your head?
We don't have enough Spider-Man. We need more. There's a lot more we still need. This I was not expecting. I guess I was kind of expecting to get more Spidey suits from the video game because of what they did with the first one. But I wasn't expecting this suit, and I wasn't expecting it to kind of be announced when it was announced last week. This is awesome because I'm a huge comic book guy, or at least was. Haven't been lately. But this is from, the comics, this suit, and the whole storyline with Doc Ock kind of taking over his consciousness and having a relationship with Mary Jane and all that. Like, this is his suit. So this is really sort of kind of like Doc Ock. Obviously that's not the way in the game. The game is just a skin, but what a badass skin. I mean, the red and the black, the what do they call them in the figures? The pincers or something. I just call it the Spidey legs. But man, this is really cool. I love the eyes. Obviously, like, the eyes are cool. I love that. You still have some interchangeable ones. Does
it come with just black?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, and one's a little wider. But I love my favorite part about this figure is actually the webbing on his mask. So at the top of his mask, the webbing is all like disoriented. It's not like perfect lines that you see in every other Spider-Man. You have like some that's coming off of it and making it kind of like a unique evil Spidey look. Like, I love that they added that to this suit, and that we're getting a figure. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, and Nick said this in my stream, just to give Nick's Collectibles, kind of reminds me a little bit of the Advanced Suit 2.0, like that style. And that's an amazing figure. And to have this dark red and dark black, and hopefully we're getting more figures from this line. Am I getting it? I want it, and I think I'm getting it. But it's coming out like when Venom and Guardians and all these figures are coming out. So, yes, I will say I'm getting it. But damn, it's bad timing.
No, I feel weird because, like, we talked about Black Adam and how amazing it looks, but it's just not for me. I feel this almost the same way with this. Like, this actually really impresses me. Like, some Spider-Man, it's kind of like, well, they all look the same. And this one, I'm like, wow, I kind of really want that. But at the same time, I haven't played the game. I don't know where I'd put it in the collection. So I'm kind of like in limbo here. So maybe I'll listen to what you guys have to say and see if you can kind of talk me off the ledge, or talk me over the ledge. I don't know. But really quickly, before we get into that, quick question for Brick. Have you ever walked out of a movie?
Yeah, but not because it was bad. I fallen asleep, more so falling asleep through movies. Like the Hannibal Lecter movie, like the prequel, that was so boring. So I fell asleep to that, almost walked out. Yeah, there's a couple other films I just can't think, but I've never walked out. I paid for it.
I did this to myself. We got Boba Fettuccine in the house. Thank you for being here, my friend. He says, badass looking figure, but not coming to my casa. I kind of feel the same way. And then Adric23, channel member with a generous $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Hey guys, any of you pre-order the new Darth Vader? Graham, hit me with that shot clip. Where are we at for that new Mac? Steve can tell us. I think we're at the $40 mark now. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. I will give you that clip. But yes, I do have mine pre-ordered through Sideshow, and as the people on this panel know, I'm very impatient, and I want everything now. You know, I got C-3PO day one. I would like Darth Vader day one, but I use $70 in rewards at Sideshow, so it's too good of a deal to pass up. But I'm gonna have to wait. So these guys in the private chat will be hearing me complain about it pretty much on a daily basis. Anybody else on the panel pre-order Darth Vader from Obi-Wan?
Oh yeah, I have it. Yeah. I ordered it.
Yes, that's gonna be good. Did you get the deluxe, Patrick?
Is that's the one?
And the battle damage?
Oh yeah, I got that one. There's
Okay.
so many versions.
I know.
Yeah.
There's like 3 SKUs to it.
Yeah. I think I
Sneaker-
got the notification today that it's I'm getting charged on Friday, I think. Yeah.
This Friday,
Yeah. I
and then you have like 10 days from there where it's going to come into the warehouse type of thing.
I don't know, because I live in California and they usually ship they usually arrives the next day the moment I get charged.
Oh damn, that's
Must
Yeah,
be
I
nice.
get
Quick.
charged for Friday for Vader. And then
So-
obviously Friday, I won't get it till Monday because I send it to my work.
So
Mm.
did you pre-order day one, or I'm trying to just calculate like when mine might
There's
get
no
here. So
math
when-
to this, man.
No,
I-
nope.
We've
From
been
my-
through this.
I've been I don't really pre-order anymore with Sideshow, but all the stuff I have pre-ordered, it's been day one. And so far,
Okay.
like everything I've ordered day one, I'm kind of like the first wave of people
Sure.
to get it.
Because
Really?
I pre-ordered mine like just a couple months ago, so I'm sure
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
going to be getting an alert anytime soon.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get bumped up because I'm just speculating. People are throwing that on payment plan, like they're switching it to payment plan, and maybe they'll just expedite whoever's next that can pay in full. So
Sure,
they can just get it out of their warehouse.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. 'Cause
especially with all the figures dropping at
great.
once, and people are like, payment
Yeah,
plan.
Yeah.
that's what I've noticed. Because my Toby's shipping too. I should get it this Friday, so I'm pretty sure a Toby and a Vader. People don't want to be paying for both right now.
Yeah,
Are you getting the
it's-
deluxe, Toby?
Yeah,
Damn, I missed out on that one. Such an idiot. But man,
It's
I
so
really
hard on
want
yourself,
that one.
Rick. I'm
Well,
wondering how many
missed it,
people
man.
actually like are gonna like maybe not get C-3PO because of all the stuff hitting at the same time. Like, what are the figures that are going to be kind of going to the wayside when people can't afford to pay them all off? So there's going to be some figures that might be up for grabs. But DLO, are you getting the Vader? We're going to talk about Vader in a few minutes, so stick around for that. But sneak peek, are you getting that Vader?
Yeah, I've been debating this back and forth with you guys. As you guys know, I'm OT all the way on mine here. Personally, I'm really more excited about the Return of the Jedi Vader,
Same.
quite honestly, because that's my personal preference when it comes to Vader. That's the Vader I grew up with here. Nothing against Anakin, Christian, Aiden Christensen and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, I like it a lot. I think at some point I will get it, but I'm not gonna make that my first. Like, I really want to secure like the original Return of the Jedi one first. That one means a lot to me. I want to get that one and feel confident that's in the collection. And if there's time and there's room and there's an opportunity, I think I'll come back to this one here.
Very good. Brick, you're passing on this, correct? You're getting the Return of the Jedi as well.
Yeah, 100% passing. I want the Return of the Jedi. Probably gonna sell my Rogue One. Yeah, because Return of the Jedi. I mean, you get that. I love everything that comes with it. It looks
Perfect.
amazing. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for this Vader. But Adric23, thank you so much for the super chat. This one's for you.
Oh, so you decided to be very generous and give another super chat. Well, I just gotta say, you are one of a kind. And thank you so much, because now you get to see me drink another bourbon. This one's for you.
slams it down with authority. And one more super chat. We'll get one more video. After that, all the super chats will be live shots from everybody on the panel. We've done that a few times, and it gets pretty crazy in here. So consider paying us to drink bourbon and whiskey. So yeah, going forward here, the GOAT. Let's see. Let me check up here. We have my father Django in the house. Hello.
Hey.
First time catching you live. Enjoy the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and for being on the Wolfpack. Too sweet to you, my brother. Thank you for being here.
He's got dope stuff on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. He's got some really cool photos and stuff on there.
Yeah.
John says, I got the same notification from Sideshow. Seems they are shipping Vader fast. Yes, that's interesting where Toby's like months and some of these other figures are months. Batman is months and the Vader seems to be coming quick.
So weird.
Yeah. And there's no rhyme or reason. Like DLO said, it's hard to pinpoint what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Spider-Man. Zord, hit us up with your thoughts on this figure. This thing looks dope. Do you agree? Do you concur? That's awesome. Awesome pose.
This is like a definitely must pick up for me. I've been buying all the Spider-Man figures they've been pumping out, especially the video games. My only one gripe with this is like I'm so tired of the bases. I like this one. I think it's like close to $300. I'm surprised they're really still doing this square base. Kind of wish they do more, but I mean, the innovation for the arms, it sold me. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say enough either.
Much to say. It's like another Spider-Man figure. I think it's like that Iron Man effect, but I mean, I'm in it for Spideys, and I'll buy them all.
I'm with you. Like the spider legs look great, but there's something about the black eyes with the black suit too, where I don't know. It's different.
I know. I thought it was white, but then I double checked like references. Yeah, it's black. I honestly thought it was white eyes. I thought it was just for the video game, but it's pretty accurate to the comics.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's very tempting. Sneaker, I know you're kind of dabbling in more and more Spider-Man figures lately. Is this coming home? Here's where you can kind of see the webbing that Brick let us know about too. But is this something that you're contemplating?
I'm contemplating. Yeah, this figure's sick, man. Like red and black is like, it's tough when like red's my favorite color, but it always sucks when like you see a figure that is like looks really, really good because of the colors, but like it's not really justification enough to buy it. But yeah, like kind of like what Patrick said, the VGM line for this game is like one, really dangerous, but also it's just like a really awesome line. I'm really glad I picked up like the Advanced Suit 2.0 and the Miles, and then yeah, the Venom too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as this one goes and how far I want to go into this line, because if it's anything like the first game, there's going to be more coming. But
bank on that.
Yeah, there's going to be more coming for sure. But nevertheless, this suit is an awesome suit. I love the like asymmetrical lining of the kind of like you talked about, like the web lining on his suit. I really like the eyes. I like kind of that smoke color, like black colored lenses. I 100% agree about the bases. I wish they would do something different with the base. And then like what Brick said, the body design looks exactly like Advanced Suit 2.0. And I love that, like the proportions of that figure. It looks like they just pulled it straight from the game. This looks like it's the exact same thing. So if they keep doing these Peter suits, like where it has like the same type of body and the same proportions and the same type of suit as Advanced Suit, yeah, these are going to be like really tempting. I don't think I'm going to pick this up immediately. But it looks really sick. Really, yeah, it's very tempting just based on how it looks, but we're going to get more suits from this game. It's just a matter of like, how far do you want to go, and how also then it's like, I have the black suit on pre-order as well. Like how many different variations of Peter Parker do I want? That's another thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah, all of them. like Jazzy just said in the chat, we need the anti-venom suit. That one's probably coming. I would think like that was probably going to happen too. So it's There's going to be a lot of different suits. They're probably going to do another alternate Miles suit. So it's going to be, yeah, very interesting. I'll probably wait to see what else they do with the line before deciding whether or not I'm actually going to get this one.
So, Sneaker, this is not limited.
No.
So do you think this will sit around for a while, or?
I don't know. It's like I could see potentially this one sitting around versus the other ones. But I don't know, man. It's so hard to tell now. Like, what do you like? There's not a lot of stuff sitting around. It's just like stuff is going. They're just like gatekeeping the sales now, where like stuff is going waitlist and stuff is still around, but like, it's so hard to say. I don't know. And this game is really successful. And like, you know, you see another thing about the Spider-Man figures is some of these older figures are actually still holding value rather well. If you go to like the first VGM, like the first Spider-Man game VGM line, a lot of those are still like holding value quite well. So it's really hard to say. And I feel like video game stuff usually is always popular too. Just in general, like, so yeah. I don't know. I don't, is it going to sit? It's so hard to say with what's going on right now.
Well, you don't know how many they're going to make too. Cause like it's Spider-Man. You think there's be a lot, but,
yeah, I could see it going either way. But video game stuff is like really popular. And I think I saw a couple comments too. I think when I was talking about this figure, like some people said like, well, I missed out on the advanced suit, so I'm definitely going to get this, you know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe some people are going to try to pick up these other ones because of that, but yeah, I don't know. I honestly I couldn't even guess like if it could easily go either way, but yeah.
Before I get to you, DLO, because I have a question for you, but I want to get through a couple super chats that we have here. Let me just run up here. Oh, Collection Obsession says, I think Graham should be doing live shots for every super chat. We did that a while back when Riley was on. And honestly, I think it turned out okay. I mean, I didn't pass out. Yeah, I mean, I was able to finish the show. Episode. Yeah, it was a lot of people's favorites. So, I mean, if that's something we all want to do one night, you know, we can do a stream and go from there. Speaking of super chats, Tider FL with a super generous super chat. $9.99. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that, my friend. Always appreciate you being here each and every week as well. Let's get to the live shots. So I guess I should have bitten my tongue. Because I don't have a shot glass. I have my sipping glass, but I will drink the rest of this for you here. And thank you for the super chat. And I will even play you the final one of me getting knocked on my ass.
All right, look, I really appreciate the super chats, and I love what you're doing for the channel. We can't do it without you, but this has got to stop. I can't drink anymore. Please, just accept the thank you, and let's keep moving. Thank you.
Appreciate you, my friend.
How many takes did it get to make that one? That one looks like you were rough shape in that.
No, I was doing okay. Let's see. Superior suit is so badass. Brick, what is your favorite Spidey? You may have answered this, but I can't remember.
Figure or I'll just answer both. My favorite actor is Andrew Garfield, 100%. My favorite figure is Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. Definitely the best figure. If we're talking Peter Parker, I'll go with the Advanced Suit 2.0.
There you go. John says, any particular suits people want from the game? I can't speak to this as I haven't played it, but we just really quickly go down the line. Brick, any suits that you want that we haven't gotten yet?
It was this one, man, that we haven't gotten.
Well, he said any particular suits people want from the game.
It was, this was the one that I was kind of,
Zord, how about you? Have you played the game?
Oh, yeah, I have.
Okay.
From the game, it'll still be the symbiote, but there's like two versions where it's like just a plain regular symbiote suit, but he also has like a rage version. I feel like Hot Toys should have done that too. So if they do it, I would totally pick up that one.
How about you, Sneaker?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't really have any other suits. Yeah, I know he said. I think John said like besides the anti-venom, but that's the one I would say. I don't really have any expectation as far as any other suit. I could see them doing I don't know exactly what the suit is called, but I bet you they're probably going to do the end game Miles suit. I could see them doing that one. That one is dope. The one that they have in the end game of like the final one that he wears. I feel like that is a safe bet. I feel like if they're going to do anti-venom, they could do that one. Cause you like, I don't want to get too much into like spoilers for the game, but that suit, like you wear it a decent amount, I feel like. And if they're going to do anti-venom, that would be a nice pairing if they did the one that Miles wears during that time.
How about you, DLO?
Yeah, well, I'm still playing the game, so thank goodness no one's been spoiling it for me today. That's
You're
awesome.
so close.
I've been biting every time someone speaks, but I'm just starting the game, so I already have this suit already unlocked. So I did like this one here. Didn't expect to see this one coming, but I kind of agree with Patrick and Steve here. I really like the symbiote suit. I think that's for me. I'm not into the video game lines. I've said this before. I like to keep mine more realistic in my lineup for my figures. But if I were to dabble, I would probably want that symbiote suit. I like that one that much. And it's an important suit for Spider-Man. So like
Sure.
I feel like if I gave myself a pass, I'd probably pick up that one.
Still
Or this one
pre-order.
here.
It's at you.
And then
You
he
don't
also
pre-order
says
it.
besides anti-venom.
Miles has that suit that he has from Into the Spider-Verse when he first starts off. I don't know what the suit is called, but it's like the mask that he buys at the shop and Stan Lee gives it to him. You can use that suit in the video game. I know a third party did it, I believe. He's got like the cape and all that, but that would be really cool. A figure to have.
Yeah. My father Django with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Steve. I hope you are keeping the tally and your notepad there. That's $1.99. Just add that to it.
No, 52.
52 up to $52.
That we're at.
That's half a mouse. We're
52,
getting
good
there.
job.
Let's go.
No.
Good job. That's half a mouse.
Seriously, thank you though for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Everything that you guys give to the channel goes into figures, equipment, just making the channel better for you guys. Whether it be even intros or a new mic, stuff like that. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. And fuck it. Oh, here you go. All that for $1.99. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Believe it or not, guys, I've been trying to be healthier, get to the gym, watch what I'm eating. So I've been cutting out the alcohol. So this is pretty much the only night that I will indulge in the spirit. But so I might be a little more loosey-goosey than normal because this isn't the norm. So enjoy, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. DLO, I got that question for you, but I do have another super chat here that I have to address. And I'm sorry, I'm skipping some of your chats
You
here.
guys
But
are so nice today.
yeah,
Good
you
job,
guys
gentlemen.
are killing it tonight. Thank you so much. The movie canon with the $4.99 super chat. Again, thank you so much for the generosity. You guys are blowing me away tonight with how kind you are. I don't know if it's because we have Patrick on and his kindness is wearing off on you guys, but either way, we'll take it. He says Brick. So Brick gets another super chat question here. What are your 3 most anticipated movies of 2024 that have not been released yet?
I would say Deadpool 3.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I would say Godzilla versus King Kong, or I guess cross King Kong, X King Kong, whatever it's called. And then I'm stuck between Beetlejuice and Dune. I'm gonna go with Beetlejuice.
Dune, dude.
Dune.
I cannot wait.
I'll go with Dune. I'll go with
Alright.
Beetlejuice. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All good
But those-
picks, but
yeah,
I'm
those
so
four-
excited about
those four.
Dune.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. It looks so much better. You know what Dune reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of like Lord of the Rings when those movies first came out. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I was a kid, everybody was like, that first movie is like slow and all they're doing is walking. But then you see the second movie and then you just love the first movie right away. Like
Right. You appreciate it more
just-
for sure.
Yeah, man.
Man, you would
Yeah,
appreciate the early episodes of Andor that are slow too if you watch the whole season.
I
but-
told you I'm going to start it.
Did I tell you?
What'd
Did I
you
tell
say,
you,
Dilo?
Sneaker? I finished it.
What'd you think? What's the verdict? You
Well,
got to give your verdict live.
You're
now.
live. This is
Yeah,
worth
I
a
guess
figure.
right, we should. All right, we'll get back to Spider-Man. Sorry, guys. So I saw Andor finally.
Dude, you banged that out like quick. That was
That's what she
That's
said.
what
that was
she
a quick
said.
watch.
You know,
It's what, like all those
Nice.
episodes in a short amount, and basically a week because we talked about this a week ago.
Steve's so
Finished
over
it.
my shit when I say that now. But no, I did. I was like, no, I I take challenges pretty serious. So I got through it there. But you know, your advice was like really good. I broke it down into pieces, and I think that's the way I recommend. I'd be honest with you. I tried to get into Andor before, and I just couldn't get into it. It was just like not my jam. But you know, Sneaker gave me some great advice. He said, you know, try to break it into pieces. So I started watching 3 episodes at a time, kind of making them almost like my own arc, if you will. And it really helped a lot with watching it there, just because it made more sense. It broke it down into more like mini stories, and then culminated in, you know, the grander story there. I liked it. I'll be honest, I wouldn't say I loved it. I think it was pretty good, but it's not like my preferred type of style of Star Wars, if you know what I mean. It's good to know the backstory. It's in really nice. It's really interesting on how the ins and outs of how we got to where we got to. But standouts for me, if you guys are going to watch it, I recommend episodes 5, 6, 10, and 12. Those are my 4 favorites. That stood out for me there. Those are
So
really
overall,
good.
who gets the figure?
Wait, was I giving him a figure, or who's going to figure? I forget the rules.
like,
What did we say about that?
No.
No,
So if you
the
don't
whole
like
thing
it, he
was if
gonna
you
buy-
didn't like it, I had to buy Lando at retail.
There
Right.
you go.
What did I have to do? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
All right, just confirming. All right, because I
And
would
you
have
have
said
to go on a you have to go on a show or something like that.
No, I
right?
was I was confident you would like it, so it was a one-sided bet.
No, I'm good. No, it's good. As long as I don't have to get shit, I'm good. So yeah, it was pretty good. You guys can watch. If you told me if you were like dumb enough to tell me what I would have to buy something, I'd be like, oh, it sucks.
Lando's not coming
You
home,
should
baby.
not be cheering that. Steve.
Lando
That
is not coming home.
No,
Patrick, do you have
it's
a Lando? Patrick,
happened?
do you have a Lando?
Huh? No, I was.
Do you have
saying-
Lando?
No.
you look like you're more Clone Wars. I can see a lot in your background there. Is that kind of like you're more prequel?
Yeah, I mean, I have 100% respect for original trilogy. They laid the groundworks. I can't deny it. But I grew up with prequels. So,
No, that's
sorry.
normal. That's normal.
Fine.
I'm just old as shit. That's all it is.
Yes.
All right.
That's all
Well,
it means.
getting back on topic. Thank you, Movie Cannon, for your $4.99 super chat. I thought about taking another shot, but when I do that, I feel
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
don't know if I can at this point. So
Can't
Thank you.
continue on.
Or if you should.
trying to facilitate this show, and it gets harder and harder with every shot. So forgive me for that. Okay, I think we're caught up. So getting back to DLO here, I want to get
yeah.
through Spider-Man so that we can get to the Darth
Yeah.
Vader, because that's the main event here.
Finally.
One word, yes or no, DLO. And before
Mm-hmm.
I get to that though, we had 31 votes. Is this Spider-Man coming home? 74% said no. Okay. 25% said yes, and 1%'s not accounted for. Anyways, yes or no, DLO, do you like this figure?
Yes.
All right. DLO,
Easy.
convince me, somebody who has his Avengers set, but then everything else is Star Wars, DC, miscellaneous, right? Doesn't really fit
Uh-huh.
in my opinion. Convince me to get this figure. Why should I get this figure? Talk me off the ledge.
Why are you being influenced by others? That's what I'd say. Doesn't matter. Collect what you love.
I'm just trying
No.
to make the show more interesting.
I'll bite.
I don't give a shit about just kidding.
Spoiler, he's not buying it anyways. Convince you here. Okay, fine. Let's give it a go
Fine.
here. I feel like there's like that scene from Wolf of Wall Street. He's like, sell me this pen.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So, Graham, do you have a Spider-Man?
I do.
Okay. How many?
One.
One's not enough. Buy it, bitch. Done.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. So what do you think about the figure? Are you getting this?
You know what? This one is scary because like I don't have attachment to it, but when I say something like this is like sick, it's really nice. It's really nice. Like the way I would describe this is a vibe, if I can just say that there. For me, like, you know, I don't even think Spider-Man or anything here because obviously, like, you know, Brick's a Spider-Man guy. Me, I'm just like, I like it. I'm gonna eventually buy it there. For me, it's tough because I don't do the video game stuff. I've said that so many times before. But like looking at this here, it doesn't even remind me of like Spider-Man. Do you know what this actually feels like? This feels like a fresh pair of Jordans to me. Like if I was gonna get, if you guys, anybody knows about sneakers and like say Jordans, this would be like the color version would be like the Breads, the black and red look. You know what I mean?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just cool. It's just cool. Like I can see, like I can put this next to a pair of like Jordan 11s and just put it right next to it there, and that's just like its own little cool thing there that has nothing to do with the rest of my collection there. So to me, it's pretty. That's all it is. It's really pretty, and the color scheme, like Steve has said before, like that black and red really makes this bad boy pop. I mean, what kills it for me is the paint job that they did on the spider legs. That satin red finish just looks so clean, like almost like almost like, I don't want to say Ferrari red, but you know, something close to it there. It just makes it look so damn good. But we've gotten like 3 figures that look exactly like this with the claws. So it's just like that's what this is. It's a great looking suit in a great colorway that I'm tempted to get it there, but I know deep down inside I probably shouldn't.
Right. I'm kind of in the same position. Like it looks so cool and it's just like Black Adam, but I know I shouldn't. Like it's not a priority, but damn, it's hard to miss out on figures that are like 10 out of 10 and then, you know,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. Well said, DLO. Well said. Mike Litteris, let's see here, gifted the Jedi Knights Watch membership, 1 membership to the movie canon. Thank you so much. You have been entered into the Sideshow C3PO giveaway that will be given away next week to a channel member. So thank you, Mike, for doing that. Any final thoughts on this figure before we move on to Darth Vader?
I have one.
Yes.
Graham, which Spider-Man do you have?
I have the Iron Spider, and I've owned the homemade suit, advanced suit, and I believe that's it.
Okay.
You have the
'Cause-
upgraded suit, right? Not the
Upgraded. I'm sorry, not advanced. Upgraded. Thank you.
Okay. Because like what I was just gonna say is that if you're on like the newer Spider-Mans that are coming out, in my opinion, the materials are so much better now, especially for posing. And if you're scared that the suit's gonna get ruined, and I've done like the max on these figures that I can do, and at the end, like after like a day or a couple, like maybe 30 minutes, these suits are like regenerating pretty well now, in my opinion. So if everybody in the chat's like curious about these suits, like just getting damaged, it's a lot better than before. I could say that. Like with the amount of Spideys I've had and picked up, I think the worst was the Iron Spider from Infinity War. That was like the
That's
worst.
the one I have. He's straight up and down.
Yeah, like that one was terrible, but the newer ones is a lot better than before.
Sure.
Like, way better.
You know, and I was even at Brick's house this weekend, and I saw that new comic book Spidey, and how like the red part is actually like a mesh. You know, it's not even that style of suit, whatever you even want to call it. It's like a mesh, so it's not even going to get ruined. So that's really cool too. But it's funny because I'm very much a believer in I'm not getting a figure if I don't have a connection to it. Like if I don't like the movie or if I'm not familiar with it, I'm not going to get it. But then I'm looking at this one and it looks so damn cool that I'm like, man, I almost want to break my rule here and just like pick this up and have him come home. I just have nowhere to put him that he fits. So hopefully he does. Maybe he sits around and then I can get him, you know, on a discount and figure something out. Because, you know, eventually I want to get the Maju case, the new Maju cases here that are like the DTOF lookalikes that, you know, have one in per shelf. So then it would look, you know, super cool. So something to think about. But no, I appreciate that, Patrick, because I think a lot of people are, I don't know, scared of like posing Superman because they stretch, they wrinkle, they crease, but it's good to know like the newer ones are starting to kind of be more forgiving.
I'm pretty sure Hot Toys like took that a lot into consideration with their more newer like figures they're pushing out, because they kind of want to make people attracted more to them again. in the sense of like, well, at least if I buy Hot Toys, I could actually pose it up compared to like the more expensive ones. People are kind of like, you're paying more for flexibility now, and then everybody wants something innovative. So I think Hot Toys is trying to do that now, especially with their Spider-Man figures.
No, I agree. How many? Do you know about how many Spider-Man figures you have, roughly?
Sure.
20, 25, 30, 40.
I'm gonna say
all of
close
them.
to 20 of them, not including the villains.
You say 20?
Yeah.
Brick, how many do you have? 10?
Probably 8 or 9.
That's pretty good too.
Probably 8.
All right.
Unless you're counting the quarter scale up there.
I'd count it. It's Hot Toys, right? Lots of Spidey talk tonight. It's a lot of fun. We got Jerry Gonzalez with the $5 super chat. Guys, you are blowing me away with how generous you are tonight. I feel like it's my birthday or something. But he says, excuse me, frog in my mouth. Deal, read that for me.
Yeah. Just what Dilo said. Collect what you love. Great show, guys. First super chat in my life.
Nice.
I
that?
feel
Voice.
especially
Pretty good.
honored.
That
I'm honored that you
good.
would give your first super chat to me on my channel, and it's really cool because I'm seeing here it says like number 1 next to it. So I think Adric 23, I saw a 10 and I didn't know what it was, but now I understand that was his 10th super chat to the channel. So that's pretty
Wow.
impressive as well. So
Shout out
thank
to
you
dude.
guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the generosity and just enjoying the channel enough that you would even consider, helping fund the channel as well. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. I always follow Delo's advice is what I've learned. So good super chat.
It's true.
We got Blue Tattoo in the house. What's going on? Too sweet to you. Thank you for being here. We got 65 in the house. Please hit that like button. Tell YouTube you like what we're creating here, and other people will find us. All right. Are you guys ready for this? Sneaker, are you ready?
Ready.
Darth Vader. He is finally here. No delay. It is here. It looks amazing. The blogger photos are pretty sweet as well. I, in preparation for this figure, picked up another Vader CCFL lightsaber tonight. So that'll be here in the next couple weeks, so that I want that glow against that damaged helmet. I want to see that glow. So man, Sneaker, I want to start with you on this because you kind of are our resident Star Wars fan, even though we're all Star Wars fans here. But I know it's kind of like your thing. So I want to let you go first. How excited are you for this Darth Vader to finally be released?
Yeah, I am super hyped for this. This is like my longest standing pre-order right now. Like this was before I knew about places to order figures. Like it's just, yeah, I've had this pre-order for a long time now at this point. I cannot wait to get this in hand. They absolutely nailed this figure. Yeah, this might actually, I know I said like I don't really want a CCFL, but this one might push me to actually like maybe get one because of that, like the look that you can get with the glow. I think yeah, it will just look awesome. But I am like, honestly, the one thing I'll say to start is I'm really surprised at how many people are passing on this.
Right.
There are a lot of people who are not getting this Darth Vader. And I just can't personally imagine passing on this, considering it's the only battle damage Darth Vader that we have, and like who knows if they're ever gonna do, like when they'd ever do another battle damage Vader. This is just like, if you think of Darth Vader as a character and just like, everything, if you look at other Star Wars, media too, and like books, and just read the comics, and you look at other battle damage forms of Vader, and like when Vader is at like his most badass level, he has like battle damage when he's in like the thick of it in some of these comics, some of these books. And also just like on top of that, you get like just the awesome moment from Kenobi, where obviously that's representation of the figure, but, and also like Star Wars Rebels, this isn't like the first look of his helmet being broken, but it's crazy to think that, to me personally, like, yeah, that like I could never imagine passing on this. I'm actually leaning more towards like I want 2 of these because I want a clean version because this is like my definitive look of Vader.
Bricks, Rogue One.
Yeah, so you're saying I should?
Yeah.
Well, I would say like this is an updated version basically of the Rogue One Vader.
Right.
And I think
I'll
you
give
also
you
get
an
some
amazing deal.
no.
Let's hammer it
You
out
also
right
get
here.
some really you also get some really
150.
nice you also get some really nice
Damn,
additions
that
to
is a good
this.
deal.
You get wait, what'd you say?
Still won't do it.
How much?
Yeah.
How much?
I said 350.
Yeah, so
That's not what he said, Steve.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ignore.
I
No,
said
I
150, but now I'm not
nailed
going to do
it.
it.
Ooh, this is what I want right here, Sneaker. With
Yeah,
the
this
lightsaber.
picture. This is my favorite
bouncing
picture of
off
all
of
these.
it.
And I think fun fact too, I was looking at like the blogger photos and then I looked up the guy who's on Instagram. This is the same guy that did the Batman blogger photos.
Oh, that is
So
fun.
like they're bringing the heat when they're like for some figures, I'm sure like this figure in particular, they're like we want the best photos that we can get, but they nailed it with the blogger photos for this. Also, really smart of them to do the rolling eye for this figure, the one eye, and just have the ability to change it for the battle damage head sculpt. I can't wait to get this. It's like I said, the clean version for me. I'm like, man, this is one of the first figures I can think of where I'm thinking of like buying 2 of them because the clean look for this too. Like I said, I love the Rogue One look and like the Kenobi Vader look, just like the way his suit is designed.
I'm trying to see what's
his
different though
helmet.
from Rogue One. What's different?
It's very similar. It's very similar, but I think it's a newer figure for one. But also, you get these you get these plug-in updates where it's USB power to his belt and his chest piece.
I don't like that gimmick.
For me too. Like
I'm okay with the. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but
No,
I'm
go ahead,
okay with the components, I guess. But then looping the lightsaber, I hate the whole.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna
pack
use the lightsaber. I'm not gonna use
on
the
the
lightsaber.
back. You know, like I don't know. Go ahead.
But yeah, I don't really love how the pack hangs on the back. I guess we'll see if it can like actually go on the stand too, or like how it's built in. But for me, like I would rather like I will probably plug that in. I'll probably have his chest piece and his belt lit up. I feel like that's
a big deal.
I feel like that's a cool feature to have. Like instead of having to use a battery, and they actually have the ability. I'm not using the lightsaber. That's not happening. After I saw the Grand Inquisitor one, yeah, that the lightsaber is just not happening for me. The USB one, but I do appreciate the fact that like you can actually plug in his like in the back of him to get his chest piece to light up, and like that lights up a lot nicer than the lightsaber does because it's a lot smaller light, obviously that that they have to brighten. So I really like the option of like being able to plug that in and actually have that lit up where you can put it onto a smart plug or something like that. You don't have to worry about batteries.
The back though, does it all hook up to that same block?
It does. Okay. It does. And I don't know, I forget exactly where the block like hangs on this one, if it's like built in or a separate thing, but yeah, on his belt. I like that. I like the option of that. I didn't know that until like I saw the first look video of them plugging in how like his chest piece and stuff is a plug-in. I like that option. How that's now like a thing because I'm never putting batteries in anything and turning it on in my display. I'm just not doing it unless it's a dummy battery. But yeah, the ability to plug it in. So yeah, I'm really leaning towards also the base. You get like the rock base for the battle damage, and then you get like this the other like the flooring. That to me, I'm just like, man, this would look so good on the Rogue One shelf, having the Vader with that flooring with the clean look. There's just there's one photo where this to me is like, this one really makes me want to buy 2. I love this look for Vader. I think this is just awesome. But then it's like Return of the Jedi's coming. Then it's like, okay, then it's like a Vader for every shelf. Like I already have the Tarkin 2-pack Vader, already have the Empire Strikes Back. I'm going to end up getting Return of the Jedi, getting this one. That's 4. So it's like, how many Vaders, like how many Vaders do you need? But to me, I love this look. I love this clean look. So it's tough. It's tough to like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to end up getting 2 of these. Not at first. Like I have obviously pre-ordered this, like I said, a while ago. I'm going to do the battle damage at first. But this look is really hard to resist as far as like this base goes. This looks awesome with the clean version too. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Can't wait to get it. I literally have no complaints. I think the battle damage head sculpt is just perfect. The one thing I will say, A little bit of a nitpick. It would have been nice if they did like a battle damage chest plate, and added maybe a little bit more battle damage into it. That I feel like that would have been cool if they added a little bit more.
Like the
One
shoulders
other thing,
up in the
yeah,
shoulders.
like on his like shoulder plate, like his shoulder armor and chest armor. That would have been cool. Also, that reversible cape is really cool. How you can have like one side is a battle damage torn cape, and then you can flip it and you can have a clean look on the other side. It's really
a cool,
smart.
Yeah, I like the concept, but like the battle damage on it is like very faint.
Yeah, it's like not. It's like you're talking about like the tearing and stuff.
Yeah, a couple like holes in it. Like, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
But,
I'm not gonna complain because it is cool. So, and it's nice
of them to add in that option rather than just giving us like a single normal cape. Also, last thing I'll say about this, because I don't want to keep going, it's like really hard, but does it look to you like the cloth material is different from past Vaders? Like go to some of go to like one go to like one of the different go to like another photo. Go to like one where it's like brighter light, not the red. Like a close up.
Oh gosh.
Because I thought it looked to me like the cape, and like it looked like it had a different like sheen and a different texture to it versus some of these older ones. But it's in like the brighter photos. I'm sorry to make you go through all of them, but it's like this. Like that looks a little bit different. Maybe it's the lighting. It looks like there's like not. It looks like a different cloth material than like the ones that they have. Like the cape might be updated. Not 100% sure though. Same with the like draping part, like on the front of him. It's just like the sheen looks a little bit different in the photos. Like this looks a little bit different. This color of the cape.
Something here looks different. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's
some
the
collar,
shoulder.
the collar on the cape is what it is.
Yeah. The collar's sticking out on this one too, which usually is under the helmet.
Popped.
Yeah, it's usually yeah. But I thought like maybe that was potentially different. Maybe it's not, but yeah, super excited for this. I'll stop talking about it now.
He's got another lightsaber on his hip. How many lightsabers this guy got?
Well, he's got Reva's lightsaber because he splits it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he comes with basically three lightsabers. But yeah.
Well, but General Grievous.
So let me see here. John asked about best place to buy CCFLs. I go through Chris's custom sabers on Instagram. I've purchased, this will be my third saber from him. He's really good guy to work with, gets things shipped out ASAP. Maybe takes a couple weeks if he's got to make the saber. You don't have to send him your hilt. He has them. And then he also, like, I just messaged him tonight and I said, hey, you got any Vader sabers laying around? He's like, I got one left. I said, I'll take it. So he I pay him and then he'll ship it out probably in the next day or two. Hopefully have it in a couple weeks, and it'll be ready for when Vader gets here as well. So that's where I go. I'm sure there's other people that make them too, but obviously take precautions when using CCFLs. I do not have mine on when I'm not in the room. I also make sure it's not touching anything, any fabric, and I also make sure it's on the lowest setting possible because they can get quite hot if they are on full light. So just make sure you're doing your research, because I was like you guys for a while, like scared the hell out of me. Didn't want my collection burning down. But then I just kind of understood like the precautions that I had to take when getting CCFLs. So that's kind of what I've done. I have a Vader, the blue Luke, and then the green Luke right now. And then I have another Vader coming in for this particular figure because I just can't stand. And even though they've done different way of hooking it up that it's not battery operated, I still think they look like shit, to be honest. They haven't changed the technology. They haven't changed the technology. It's really just you can plug it in and look at the dull light as opposed to looking at the dull light with batteries. So,
yep,
that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Graham, where does he ship from? Where does Chris ship from for custom sabers? Do you know? Is it outside of the U.S.?
Yeah, it's down south somewheres. I don't want to say it and be wrong.
It's international though.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's like,
I was just curious.
It's like, I want to say like Puerto Rico or somewhere down there. I know it's not necessarily international, but it's somewhere down there. It's
okay, like my neighbor from my state. So
right,
not the main
right,
40,
not
US.
in
the mainland
48.
Yeah, not the main.
Yes,
the mainland. Gotcha.
DLO's like, that's my neighbor.
We got 6 Scale Mafia in the house.
What's up, people guys? Too, dude.
have all Vaders. Thank you for being here, Anthony. I hope you're doing well, man. I know you've had a bout with health stuff going on, so I hope you're doing well, taking care of yourself. Thank you for stopping in. Yes, I agree. All Vaders. I have the Tarkin Vader, and then planning on getting this Vader, and then I will also be getting Return of the Jedi. And I feel like you can do a bunch of different looks. Tarkin Vader is going to have the normal look. This will have battle damage, and then I think I'm going to use the portrait for Return of the Jedi. So I need them all, and you guys know I'm not typically one that gets all of the same character, but for Vader, it's a different story. Zord, Patrick, interested in this Vader?
Oh yeah. Like I said, I should have it by Monday. I've been looking forward to this. I actually had the Empire Strike Back Vader, but I sold it because the moment I saw this one, I rather have this one than the Episode 5 one. I don't know why. I just dig more of the Rogue One-esque kind of look of Vader.
I agree.
I didn't like the Episode 5 because of his gloves are like flared out. That always kind of nitpicked me a little. This one seems a lot more sleeker, a lot cleaner. And then the fact that you get both the regular and a battle damage sold me. So I'm pretty high for this. I just wish the cape was wired. That would have been a lot better. Because, I mean, as much as I like draped capes, when you have a wired cape, it could really add a lot more to your display if you're just having Vader by himself too.
Right. I know you said you're excited because it's got battle damage and the clean.
Mm-hmm.
What will you wind up displaying this as most of the time? Are you going to go battle damage?
I'll probably go battle damage, and for the meantime, I'll have it displayed next to the Mando Ahsoka, just because like that part in Rebels it was like peak to me in that series. Just them meeting for the first time again, and since having a balance, I know it's not on the right side, I know it's on the other side, but just having them two together, this will be pretty dope to have as a set.
No, that's a great point. That it can kind of work for that too. So, and you said something kind of interesting about Empire Strikes Back. I had that too, and I sold it a while back when I got the Rogue One Vader. And I agree. Like, I love the gloves on this, like almost like those vintage looking gloves with like the bubble, not bubbles, but you see what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just like this better than the flat gloves that he had in Empire Strikes Back. I think these have a little bit more character to them. But then also the dome on Vader's mask, like it was more forward, like more menacing, where Empire Strikes Back almost sits back more. And it's detachable, and it's hard to get it to sit just right. And I just love the Rogue One style of like the menacing looking Vader. So I can understand kind of your point of view of wanting this one more than that one, because I was in the same boat. Like, I just thought that one looked so much cooler. So yeah.
I will say this, like, I know people have like their preference and like, oh, I like this particular style of the character from this movie or this show. But in my opinion, like, it's always nice to like move forward with what Hot Toys is doing whenever they're redoing figures, is because they apply something that they miss in the older figures, and it just adds more to it just adds more when you get the newer ones. Not saying there's nothing wrong backtracking to older figures, but sometimes like Hot Toys learn their mistakes and they apply it to the new ones for most of their new figures. And I'm pretty sure with this particular Vader, they didn't want to mess up on it, and they sure delivered on this one. Like I said, I don't really have a lot of complaints. It was just that whole like not wired cape kind of threw me off, and like the new USB saber thing really just that was it for me. Other than that, yeah, this is definitely like a must pick up for a lot of people. I wouldn't sleep on it. If you could find a good deal, I would do it.
I agree. Speaking of good deal, though, I think that's going to be hard to find. John says all SKUs are waitlisted, and his overseas prices are sky high. I noted that this morning, too. Like, I hope you guys were able to pre-order this somewhere, because, his prices are going high. Sneaker, is this available on Underground right now, or no?
No, he sold out today, actually.
Sold out there, too?
Yeah, he had, like, the deluxe sold out yesterday, and then the standard sold out earlier today.
Okay. So you'll have to hunt around. Obviously, we're gonna get to Brick and DLO yet. I don't have any complaints with the figure. I mean, I could complain about the lightsaber too, but it's kind of like it's across the board with Hot Toys. It's not like just this, particular figure. So like if we're just looking at this figure, I really don't have any complaints. Maybe like Sneaker said, a little bit more battle damage, but man, the sculpt came out so great. Brick, I know you're not getting this one, and I know Delo's not planning on getting this one.
Later,
Brick,
I'll get it later.
Okay. But Brick, just share your thoughts on this. I know you're kind of gravitating towards Return of the Jedi for different reasons, but yeah, just let us know what you like about the figure. Maybe if there's anything you don't like or what your thoughts are.
No, there's nothing about this figure I do not like. My problem is I just want one Vader in my collection. Kind of like with you with Spider-Man or some people with Batman or something. I just want one interpretation of Vader. And unfortunately, this is not it, because this is a really badass looking figure. I love the battle damaged helmet. One question real quick, though. How is he able to breathe? Because I thought, and like he was like the mask and everything, like his whole suit is what kind of kept him alive. Does that make sense? So with it open like that, is he able to breathe?
He was struggling.
You can hear him in the scene, like when his voice is changing because like the ventilator's damaged. Okay.
I mean, and you guys know me. I feel like I love the prequels, and I consider this prequel. But at the same time, when it comes to Vader, I need the OG Vader. I need the Return of the Jedi Vader. And that's the only reason why I'm choosing that one over this. I do have Rogue One. I love the upgrades in the suit. I agree with Sneaker. The being able to have the lights on, on his suit, is pretty life-changing when it comes to having a Vader. I mean, it's pretty sweet. But man, like I want this figure, but it's just not the Vader I'm gonna have in my collection.
I get it. And I think for like Steve and I, where we're like Vader collectors, maybe even DLO, and Patrick, it's like, for me, it would be hard to get A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Like, but this one is just such a different display quality with the battle damage. Like, to me, it's so different that I want to get it. And I think that's where I stand. But DLO, share your thoughts on this guy.
Yeah, I think he's perfect. Like, there's nothing wrong with this figure. I kind of echo what Brick is saying about it there. It's a phenomenal piece. What I really, really enjoy about this one here, outside of the amazing work they did with the head sculpt there, I really appreciate, and while you guys were talking, I was kind of going back and forth between the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Rogue One, and even the original New Hope one. What really distinguishes this one, outside of the obvious with the battle damage, is the tapering and the sizing of the body here. The body on this one here is more proportioned to Hayden Christensen as he was portrayed in the Obi-Wan show, as opposed if you look to the other ones, which are a lot bulkier and thicker. So obviously that's the body double that's playing Darth Vader in those movies there. Whereas this one here, same exact height, but you can absolutely tell this is more tailored to feel like it's Hayden Christensen in the suit, which is exactly how it was in the show, which I love that. I love that there, because if you were a collector who has multiple Vaders, it could be kind of dull and stagnant if they all look exactly the same, right? Because the details we're talking about between the box, the eyes, the lens, the helmet, etc., those are very like fine details that from a distance you're really not going to notice that in your display. Whereas with this one specifically here, it really gives it some separation from the other ones just because of the sizing of the body there, if that makes sense. So looking at this one, especially in the battle damage look, I think it looks phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Kind of what everybody's been saying here. And more specific, Brick, when he said this is more prequel, I agree with you. I feel like this is more prequel, more Filoni-ish for obvious reasons. But I also agree with what Patrick said. I mean, this would actually really be a great stand-in for the Rebel series as well, too. So if you put an Ahsoka next to him or something like that, it's gonna pop on your case there. So, but for me, I like I said earlier in the show, I really want to get my Return of Jedis because those are the ones that gravitate. I still have my Empire Strikes Back. Graham, I know you said you sold yours. I love it personally because of the display base. It's the best one in my opinion so far.
Yeah,
it's a great base. Plus, it's the most important Vader. It's the one the big one with the twist at the end here when we find out Darth Vader is actually Luke
Don't spoil
Skywalker's
it.
father.
Don't spoil
Oh
it.
my gosh, did I? It's 40 years. Get over it. But yeah. So no, so I mean, for me, like, I want this one. It will happen. It's not going to happen right away because, like I said, my priority is Return of the Jedi because that's the end of Vader. That's the death of Vader. So I have to have that one, no doubt. But what I'll do is I have a case where I have my Empire Strikes Back Vader 1. I'll have my Return of the Jedi eventually in another case with the Emperor. And then when the time is right and the opportunity is there, I'm going to snag this one and I'm going to put it in there with, some of the Ahsoka figures from that line over there. So I can kind of have like some Rebels representation there. So I don't think you can go wrong with this figure. I think everybody's been saying it's a great figure. I think we can all agree this is definitely one that if you don't have a Vader or this is your version of Vader, this is going to be something everybody's going to be happy with. The only thing, I only have one question. I don't have a complaint, but I just have a question because I'm not sure if I saw it or not. The lightsabers for Reva, do those light up too, or is this kind of this Photoshop for the photos? Because I remember only being one lightsaber that lit up. Just one, right? Okay.
Yeah. Just
false advertisement sideshow. Yeah. I don't like that.
No, that's a good question to ask because from looking at these, you would maybe think they all light up, but they do not, according to the sideshow unboxing. But here you can see too, like what you said, Deal, like the broader shoulders, like the different body that they're kind of using for Vader in Obi-Wan. It looks a little bit different, at least here. But really quickly too, guys, there is a poll to ask, which is your favorite Vader or which is the Vader for you. While you guys continue to vote on that, I'm going to close that soon. There is one thing that I do have an annoyance with when it comes to Darth Vader figures, and it's changing out the hands because it's all one piece, and it is so difficult to do that. I almost wish, especially for these gloves, see how they have all the lines here, if they almost just cut it right here and it was like a single hand and this was almost like a gauntlet, so you could turn it and just peg it on right there. I would almost rather have that instead of just the seamless, so it was easier to interchange the hands. What do you guys think of that? Am I onto something, or am I just crazy?
I think the only problem is if you did that. Well, I guess you could have like the forearm would just be like, how do you keep it stationary with it? Or because it'd have to be a loose pivot if you want the whole gauntlet to turn.
True.
So if you had a separation, the gauntlet would like be floating. But then again, like they do that with like the clone, like, or stormtrooper armor, like clone trooper forearm armor and stuff too. So I don't know, maybe that could work, but yeah, it is annoying.
It's so annoying to
and you have to push on the pleather and like, and then they fall off.
And then it's daunting. It's daunting.
I think that's why I sold my episode 5 Vader. I was so over pegging the hands.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm scared of this guy.
Yeah, but I mean, gosh, just having, say what you want about Obi-Wan as a series too, but damn, I thought this scene in particular was iconic Star Wars. My dad was over for the Super Bowl, and he's obviously an older gentleman who he lives in the sticks, doesn't really have like the fast internet or Disney Plus or any of that stuff. He's very OT, doesn't know about a lot of this like Ahsoka stuff or anything like that. So I showed him this battle between him and Obi-Wan, and he was like super into it, super impressed, and really enjoyed it too. So like I thought even just like this iconic moment, it reaches all levels of Star Wars fans. So for me too, I just want to have that representation in my collection because God, when I see this too, I'm just thinking of like, you didn't kill Anakin, and he's like, I did. Like goosebumps everywhere. So yeah, just super excited for it. Any final thoughts you guys have about this Vader? False advertising.
Yeah, I think this was a home run. I think Hot Toys nailed it. I think collectors are just going to be over the moon when they start getting theirs there.
When does Return of the Jedi slate to come out?
Approximately, I want to say it's July to December. The last time I checked.
So I pre-ordered this one late because I had rewards. Obviously, here on the panel, I don't know about Patrick, but we don't pre-order a ton. But being the trend that all 3 SKUs, and people have said in the community, if there's more SKUs, it's less likely to go waitlisted. However, lately, the Batman has gone waitlisted, Vader's gone waitlisted, 3 SKUs. Is there any concern about Return of the Jedi going waitlist and turning into something like this where, sure, maybe you can find it somewhere, but overall it's being sold out and the prices are kind of rising overseas? Like, should people pre-order the Return of the Jedi just by seeing what's going on with this Obi-Wan?
Yeah, can I touch on that first? If that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for this here, guys. I mean, this waitlist stuff. If you guys have watched the show before, like I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I've said that countless times here. But here's the thing: what kind of irks me about this whole waitlist thing over here, because truth be told, if you look anywhere else besides Sideshow, and I'm not going to name places because I don't want to give away people's sources and upset anybody if that's like your backup spot or anything like that. But if you just look, the Batman's available. All the Vaders are available. Everything that you see on Sideshow is available elsewhere. And some places are getting restocks of these things here. Now, I'm not saying that, hold off. If you really want to figure, I've also said on record, if I really want something, I will pay full price. And as soon as it's released, I'll put mine in there. I won't pre-order, but if it's released already and it's official, I'll go on a Sideshow, I'll go on their website, and I'll pay the price because I know I'm going to get that figure regardless. If I'm looking for a deal, I'm looking for a deal. But I advise everybody here to because there's a lot of figures dropping. Now, this is what happens every year. I told you guys about this Chinese New Year stuff and what happens. We get hit with this. This is nothing new. I haven't seen before. You 100% want to pace yourself. You do not want to put yourself in a FOMO situation where you're constantly trying to keep up because you're going to eventually tap out. So just be mindful that if you do your research, there are places where you can find these things that are not Sideshow, and that might be a better way for you to kind of float through some of these waitlist scary moments you have there. It's not all doom and gloom. You can find it. But that's all I want to say, because I really hate that collectors are getting very scared that these figures are not here, and it's just Sideshow. It's solely Sideshow. Everywhere else, if you Google Hot Toys figures in retail stores, they're there. Full stop.
Well, and kind of going back to Sideshow too, like I'll see them on my Facebook live, or not my feed, and it's a different picture every time, but it's always the same tag, and it says like something about FOMO. Well, don't miss out. Come and get it while supplies last, or something. And I'm just like, damn, you say this for every single figure. It's just kind of crazy. So they're almost trying to get you to feed into that too. I just know with some of these figures though, they are harder to find, but it's hard to gauge which is truth and which is false, which can be easily found just because it's not on Sideshow, and which can be a little bit trickier to find. So just keep that in mind, I guess, when you're looking. But any of you other guys want to chime in on that on the panel? Any thoughts on if the waitlist is a real deal, or just Sideshow only?
I just wouldn't be concerned really about getting a Vader, because now this Vader's coming, and then then Return of the Jedi. When you have that many different variations, people are bound to sell other ones and stuff too. So it's just there's a Vader saturation in the market. Also, the Batman was so hyped when it just dropped in December.
Mm-hmm.
First batch was through the roof, and now like I said, you can still Underground has all the SKUs of Batman right now available still for pre-order if you want them, but had sold out for a while. Now they're back, able to get more. So it's just really hard to trust the fact that anything is truly hard to find, unless it's an anomaly. The one I always think about is Crosshair, that randomly was sold out and is fetching a high price, but that's just not happening for the majority of stuff.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty vocal on the stream too about like Sideshow is the main one we talk about because it is the US retailer, but we always preach there are other ways to find it. So just keep that in mind. Underground figures is a big one that we promote here as well. So just keep that in mind. But want to say hi to Denobi 2 in the house. He says, ask yourself, have any of these waitlist items shipped from Sideshow yet? Avoid the peer pressure, folks. Multiple SKUs the shit sits. It's okay. We can say that on here. Not a big deal. But thank you for being here, Denobi. Appreciate you chiming in, my friend. Brad. Where is this? Brad. Yes, how old my dad was. To be kind of like acting like that kind of a fan, and he's actually 66 years old, and Brad says that he's 60. So I said, you could be my daddy, and
Jeez.
he said, son. So, but yeah, I mean, just I guess tread with caution is all I would say. If you know you want it, there's no shame in pre-ordering it. Like you said, DLO, if you don't mind paying retail and you want it, then that's fine. I paid retail for C-3PO to get it day one, but Vader is extremely high priced overseas, so I'm not going to buy that day one because I'm not going to be paying, through the roof for something like that. So
just to put in perspective here, guys, like I just quickly did a quick search of Sideshow's, beg your pardon, Hot Toys Facebook page, and I scrolled through. There's well over 10 figures that have been released so far this year, and we're just in February, right? You put that in perspective here. That's $300 plus shipping, plus tax, wherever you live there, right? So that's a lot of money to drop in a short period of time. Some of these figures, as much as we get hyped about it week one of announcement, there's going to be times where there's going to be figures you're going to skip out of sheer priority to the next announcement that was just made here. Take, for example, Steve just mentioned, we've all been hyped about the Batman. We're all hyped about it there, right? Some people started getting theirs in, and, we've seen the pictures and all that stuff. Now it's kind of, okay, now we've had Padme announced. Now we've had Black Adam. Now we've had Dead Strange. We've had, I'm trying to think to another one as well. Multiple ones I can't think of the top of my head. Valkyrie, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on there. So as there's more announcements of more released figures, that Batman, guess what? You're going to find it eventually. Look at what Steve said. You can find it right now at Underground Figures. Underground Figures, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, they were sold out before, were they not?
Yeah, they were sold out multiple times, and then they were able to source more, and now they've had all of them. Yeah.
There we go. So here we are. So I'm not going to say that's going to be what every figure. There's going to be that one figure that it is 100% either you pre-order it or you're AOL, right? So, yeah. Hey, SOL. AOL. That's a company from the 90s. Some of you probably never heard of it.
Ass out of luck.
But dial-up. It was a thing. Look it up. But no, but you see, guys, you might be here like Hotmail. God. AIM. Oof. Anyways, but no, as the list grows, guys, this year, your potential FOMO figure is going to be left behind because someone's going to not go through with their pre-order. Someone's not going to do this, etc. The massive problem that we have in this hobby right now is that there's too many to collect at once per year. It's designed to be impossible at this point for you to collect every figure. Therefore, you're going to have more opportunities. Therefore, you're not seeing outside of Sideshow other retailers. And again, I'm going to be respectful and not list any websites out there because I don't want to give up somebody's backup plan. They're there. They're there right now, just waiting. So I guess where I'm going with this here is like, if you're on the fence, or more importantly, you're in a jam right now because you're starting to feel the pressure because there's so many figures that you want at the same time. Put it on payment plans. Maybe wait on one. Prioritize them. Put it in a list. Maybe of ones that are okay, I need to focus on now, etc. There, but well, have someone something funny?
ASL.
Yep. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, guys, there's so many. This is just the beginning. It's only gonna get worse. It really is here. So just do yourself the favor. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay, and figure out which ones you really love. It, gotta have it. Like I always say, gotta have it. Like it, love it, gotta have it in that order. There. Find what yours is, and then focus on those. And then, like me, I want this figure here, but I know I'm going to wait, and eventually I'm gonna find it there. In this hobby, nothing is ever truly sold out, in my opinion.
Very well said. However, could you just remind me who was Anakin's mom?
Talk about Shmi?
Not Anakin. Luke's mom. DLO.
Oh,
Leia? Wait, what?
No,
Who?
no.
Padme.
Luke's mother. Who was Luke's mother?
All right, Padme.
Padme.
Sorry, I'm still coming down from my speech. Still hot.
So this guy gives me shit about opinion. I'm gonna give him shit about Padme.
Padme.
What's wrong with Padme?
It's Padme.
Oh, it's
I
Padme?
hear I say Padme, but I hear a lot of people say Padme. But I say
hear
Padme.
all the time.
Just my opinion.
I hear
That's
both.
how you say Padme.
It's just my opinion.
Listen, opinion is pretty bad. I don't think it's bad
Oh.
as. I don't think Padme is as bad as opinion.
Well, it's a
Opinion, I
name.
should say.
mean, it's a name. How you figure says, Graham, Steve, with all these figures coming out, would it be smart? I don't know, to create a spreadsheet. So again, I got the idea from Denobi a while back. I saw his spreadsheet, so I kind of created my own off of his. If you guys want this, I can send it to you. Just shoot me an email, JediKnightsWatch77@gmail.com. This is what I do. I put the ones in that I want or that I need to have. And then I just put like date announced, when it came out, when I secured it. And some of these I didn't get. Like RoboCop, I wound up missing out on. Iron Man Mark III. But this is like 2022. So overall, pretty good list here. How you figure? We still got Catwoman here that maybe we can get, but pre-ordered, and then it goes into 2023 here. As you can see, C3PO has been home, but it's either like kind of like taking it from DLO to gotta have it or I want it. Gotta have it. It's like it's coming home. Here we got some of these as well. But then what I also did was kind of mapped out, like if you're doing payment plans, this is a good way to just kind of map out how much you're paying per month for these figures. And then you can kind of see what your total is each month. Maybe I can't buy a figure this month because I'm paying off a couple things here. So if you guys are interested in spreadsheets like we kind of talked about here, just let me know and I can send you a blank copy of this, but kind of have it set up for the next few years here. So yeah, in case anybody's interested, just want to throw that out there. But yeah, that's pretty much. Why is Catwoman in red? Because she is released, so she's on fire. Because I don't have her pre-ordered, so it is red. She's yelling at me to get her. So let's just check in here. Hayden says my mom still has AOL, and it's 2024. But yeah, this is what got me to laugh. He says AOL, ASL. I remember the ASL, like back in the late 90s. You go into like these Yahoo chat rooms and everything. ASL, ASL. What's your ASL? God, the internet. Good. DLO is 100% on this. It's manufactured FOMO. But actually, what I wanted to get to was this interesting comment from Fig Geeks too. I called Sideshow and they told me they're getting waitlisted because Hot Toys is sending the figures in batches, not one shipment like before. That's we've seen in the past like waitlists get converted. We would kind of like in our private group,
right? We tested that.
We would sign up and like 24
times.
hours later, it's like, oh, your waitlist converted. Like, what the hell? And so that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Fig Geeks. I do appreciate that because I just find that super interesting. But yeah, Jazzy says RoboCop sold out for real. That might
that's
be
the anomaly.
Yeah.
There's like
Andrew Garfield Spider-Man also on that list and really sold out.
Toby.
Yeah.
It's gonna be normal. It's gonna be normal too,
No,
even
Toby.
though like it's gonna be normal for some of these figures to still be sold out. We're gonna get some that one of them are gonna hit us. Like there's gonna be intermittent hits of like ones that are gonna sell out. That's like part of it too. But you can still get them somehow. It's not like they're gone forever. Like you said, like it doesn't really truly sell out. Like there's people that I've seen Garfield Spider-Man too. Like people will still sell him for around retail. They've been trying, like a couple that have been trying to get rid of it. So it's just, you can still get everything that's coming out.
Like it usually takes about like 2 years afterwards. In most cases, like a RoboCop and an Amazing Spider-Man 2, that's a little different. But most figures, it takes about 2 years before it gets to the original owner to the final owner who's going to keep that figure. It takes a while.
Yeah. So We're at 2.5 hours here.
Oh, dang.
I think that's probably all she wrote, guys. Any final thoughts on anything that we talked about tonight? I think we left it with like really good advice on the tail end of it.
I wanted to say something because you mentioned like the batches, right? For sideshows
Mhm.
getting batches or something. I don't know if it really matters to anyone because I have friends that work at the ports here in Long Beach,
Oh.
and I have friends that deal with those shipping containers too. And it kind of makes sense now why they're saying that sideshows getting in batches and they're just waiting it out because those shipping containers went up a lot in price. So I have a feeling probably Sideshow doesn't want to pay for a lot of shipping containers unless they know they could fill one up before they send it over from overseas.
That's a
Oh.
good point. That makes
Point.
sense.
So I don't know if it really matters to anyone, but I'm just throwing that out there if anybody really cares about those kind of stuff. So it kind of makes sense why the supply issues are kind of really
Yeah.
expensive now. Especially
No, I
for
think that's a
a good
great
point.
point.
Everything
Yeah.
is so expensive now, and like they don't want to just break the bank on buying
Sure.
shipping over a ton of product at once and then having it sit like these 35% off figures that have been sitting for a year.
yes. Yeah, because they said that since the pandemic happened, those shipping containers used to be like I don't know the exact price, but I know they said they tripled in price. So I think that's why Sideshow probably
Crazy.
took like a long look at it and decided like, oh, we'll just do like batches instead. That's just my thing. So you could take it with a grain
Yeah.
of salt. I don't know, I could be wrong.
Oh, it's really good insight.
Yeah.
Collecting Manus says final thought is to get all Vaders. I kind of agree with that. So just kind of some food for thought. Just get them all. Get them all and display them. So all right, guys, if you were late into the chat again, channel members will be automatically in the giveaway for the Sideshow C3PO since my Hot Toys is now here. I will be giving this away, keeping it USA only for this one, just so shipping doesn't like kill me. But yeah, become a channel member and I will draw that winner next week on the Wolfpack. So outside of that, thank you so much to Patrick for being our special guest tonight. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just seeing what makes you tick in your photography journey and kind of just getting some tips from you and honestly just having you on the show to talk to. So thank you so much. I don't know if there's anything you want to plug for what you got going on for IG. I know you said you got a couple figures coming in, but if there's anything you want to speak on really quickly here before we go, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for having me on. It's been a blast. It's just dope to be on the stream and talking to you guys because I always watch you guys when I'm getting off of work or listening to you guys. And it's just nice to talk to more people face to face in the community because messaging is dope and all, but when you start talking to other people in person, kind of like this, it really helps know that like everybody's in the same situation as you, and there's people out there that's doing the same thing as you.
Yeah, and I know we talk about all the time, like we don't have a whole lot of friends local. Like obviously I'm pretty blessed to have Brick and Sneaker in the same state as me, but like it's tough to find like people that enjoy the hobby like we do. So it's really good to kind of come face to face virtually here and be able to share the hobby and just talk about figures. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We enjoyed having you. Obviously, you're always welcome back on the Wolfpack. So appreciate you taking the time and being willing to just, I remember I asked you, and you're like, oh, come on whenever. So, you know, that means a lot too. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I also wanted to add, sorry, I don't want to
Yeah,
drag
go ahead.
this long stream. If anybody ever has advice, like you guys, even you guys yourselves, you could message me if you have questions on anything. I'm always offered to like answer anything if I message it right away. If I don't, I'm sorry. But I always like it when people ask me questions because, like I said, there's so many people in the community, not just with 6 scale. I just see it everywhere. Nobody's likes to help each other. It's just very like one-sided, and I want to be that person in the community that's always willing to answer people's questions if they have anything, especially for photography. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Casablanco says we should use more of the voice chat in the Discord. Yeah, so we do have a Discord for the Wolfpack if anybody isn't in there and wants to join. Always looking for chatty people to join. It's in the description of this video as well, so you guys can find that. Sneaker's also been kind enough to share that in the chat here too. So yeah, we want to get that Discord going, and just keep the communication going, but also just kind of keep the friendships growing and sharing in the hobby that we all love. So yeah, outside of that, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys. It's always hard to say goodbye, until next week, but it is something that we have to do. So yeah, I don't know what else to say other than
I will
God
say,
bless.
just to add in there real quick, guys, if you haven't already, please follow Zord on Instagram.
Yes.
The guy's amazing. He's doing incredible work. We're so blessed to have his photos there because honestly, he gives me motivation to try to get better at photography every time I try to do stuff with my figures. And I'm sure all of you at some point have probably stole one of his poses, at least one. So pay the guy back. Do subscribe to him on IG. Patrick, you want to just plug it real quick? How can they find you? What's your handle on IG?
Same IG for same handle I have for all of my social medias. It's Zord.photography. You guys can call me Zord or Patrick. It doesn't matter. I message more on Instagram, so if you have questions, please DM me there, and I'll be happy to help you with anything if you have any questions.
Well, we can't thank you enough for everything you do for us, man. Too sweet to Patrick over here from Zord Photography.
To you guys in the chat and to Patrick. This was another fun episode. Thank you, Sneaker, for putting his handle in the chat there below, but the link is also in the description for Brick Artemis, EvilSneaker, and DLO The Collector. So go follow them on Instagram and subscribe to their YouTube channels as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next week, we will be back. Stay safe out there and see you soon. Good night, Wolfpack. Love you guys. Give him a howl, Patrick. Give him a howl.
Come on, man. There you go. Good.